You
All
can
right, we're good to
fucking
go.
try.
All right. Hello and
What the
welcome,
fuck
everybody.
does that mean? What do you mean,
Who
fucking
was-
try, you little...
Just let it go. Just let it
Oh,
go.
Fuck
God.
no!
Try.
Gio, drop it.
No!
Drop it.
What am I, a fucking dog?
Drop.
What was going on?
Always the best way to start recordings with absolute chaos.
No, I just like to imagine a tiny me like hovering over the button to start recording. I'm like, you can fucking try.
See, the problem is, like, in all honesty, Javen, if that were to happen, I would need you to be out of the way before I did anything. And the fact is, I know you would make that next to impossible for me.
Like arms spread out over the button. Like, no.
Get the fuck out of the way. We need to
No
start.
recording to me.
You
No
fucking
recording.
prick.
Is it
Squash
sad
you,
that
little...
I can envision this perfectly?
Of course. Our rivalry is well documented.
The
Something
defiant
else.
look up at the mouse as it comes down on me.
Mhm.
Go away.
Get the fuck... Ah!
Anyway, for those of you who might be listening, hi everyone. Welcome back to Star Wars Vergence. This might be the penultimate episode, depending on how the siege goes. We'll get back to you on that. But in the end, last week, or not last week, goddamn, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Last time.
It certainly has. But the last time we all got together, you guys had a chest beating match with the... Thanks, Gio. So you had a chest beating match with Titus Andrus in the council chamber, kind of deciding who was the bigger asshole, and I don't know if anyone won.
No, I
except
definitely
maybe
won
the
that
universe
fight.
lost.
I won that fight.
Okay.
Sure.
Fair enough. And the group began preparations for the siege you know to be upcoming. Zeta reached out to a special forces squad that she had worked with before and convinced them that they should come help defend the temple. Date took it upon himself to travel to the Godel homeworld and is looking to try and get some assistance there. The rest of you took a few seconds to work around the temple. Ned reached out to some contacts and also reached out to Twilly, who you realize now is piloting a gigantic Rancor mech and is terrifying.
Mhm.
But
My girl.
that being said, at this point, it's really just the last few preparations. I think Krat also wants to try and put some people on the council. So
Yes.
as we're moving forward, I think those are going to be the types of things. This shouldn't be a super long session, if I'm gauging it correctly, and we can just hang out for a little bit afterwards. But I just want to make sure you guys have everything and your ducks in a row before we get to the big kerfuffle at the end.
Bookkeeping session.
Hey, bookkeeping session happens more often than we needed. Oh, God, is that a Mario?
Oh.
Mario, that is for scratching, not for sleeping.
Squish.
You clearly don't know Mario.
You're right, I don't know Mario, although I would like to.
Sorry, it was just too adorable.
No, I fully endorse cat pictures. All right. So Ned has said that his clarifications are all kind of worked out. You've talked to Jannar, you have reached out to other contacts and made sure that Typhon is a suitable base of operations once the temple should fall. And I think at this point it's Krat, your show, as you are going to try and convince the council to accept a new member in the month you have.
All right. I do need it to be reminded, because it has been a while, that in the downtime of all of this happening, Krat is I'm gonna send it again. Krat has been handing out these business cards to people because he knows that, like, he doesn't want to spread panic, but like
but he has been spreading mild discomfort.
Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect interpretation of not spreading panic.
Right, and I like to think that maybe like 6 people joined the military because of him, you know?
Roll a D100.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Oh, it's 6 people.
That's right.
Nice.
It's 6 people.
All right.
Damn, I was hoping for 65.
No.
Yeah, okay,
There
that's
are a
fine.
lot of people who like walked in, and all of a sudden, because the big white man told them to go stand in line, they did, and then realized they were much more cowardly than they thought.
Nah.
That is a sentence that you just said right there. That is a whole sentence you said.
Certainly is.
I would like to remind everyone of what I did in Stardew Valley.
No, we're on record. Don't.
No.
Bad.
This video's gonna get privated like immediately.
I was out the room for that, so I apologize for not understanding the context, and I apologize even for
boy.
this.
No, you don't.
Man,
Don't.
Cedric really
promotion.
dropped the mic and then left.
No big deal.
Just
In
don't.
any case,
Let's move on.
in any case, by the way, let's go ahead and roll for Destiny,
Yes.
just in case.
Do you want me to roll for Naz, or do you just like?
Nice.
We'll say that since Kate's not feeling it, she doesn't have to roll.
Okay.
Damn it.
Oh, good.
Oof.
Ned has not rolled yet.
That's the only person we're waiting on, I think.
I'm catching up. Hang on. Like I said, bad internet night.
No, it's all good. Take your time.
We're
not exactly in super serious mode right now, anyway.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm about to go try and convince people that they should vote for someone for council member.
Yes.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh,
I think I have only maybe like 2 or 3 sessions aside. I think I've only ever rolled dark side.
Kind of
That tracks.
Like, it kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled dark side a lot too. This is the first time ever I think I've rolled 2 light side for sure.
Yeah.
I'm the only light side.
Does that mean Krat feels optimistic about what's to come?
I think if anyone in the party would feel optimistic, it would be Krat. Like, everyone else would be like, have their head in their hands, be like, what the fuck are we gonna do? But Krat's like, we got this.
Not Biggs. Biggs
That's
has
true.
no feelings whatsoever. No feelings either way. Well,
that's not true.
No feelings either way. He will fight, and he will do what's needed, but he has no emotions about it.
Yeah, Biggs is just internally screaming because he found out he was a Rhodian a couple days ago.
Yes, this is true.
That is the more concerning matter than the actual end of fucking civilization. Than the end of Coruscant. What am I?
I mean, yeah.
No, it's true.
Am I alien?
Fuck the Jedi Council. What am I?
Am I rage? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You are essentially the "What is my purpose" bot from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
The fucking butter bot.
Oh god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right. So, Thomas,
yeah,
it's going to be your show for a minute. How are you going to convince people to put someone new on the council? Because I think at this point you're literally just petitioning council members. Like,
I think that I would over the course of like almost a week, maybe like the weekday, because I take weekends to meditate. So maybe during the weekday, I like go into the council chamber every day, and if ever there's more than like say like 5 of them there, then I'll talk to them. Like, because if ever they're like in person or they're like, I'm like, can you summon them? Like, crowd will walk in, like, is everyone free? Who is free? I have something I want to say. And then if they're just like, no one's free, we only have like these 2 people, I'll be like, I will see you tomorrow.
It's gonna take you like almost all month to get the entire council on board, but
No. We don't need the entire council. We just need like like almost a majority, because we need it to like affect a few people. I don't know if like they're busy or whatever.
Need the head guy if nothing else.
I mean, there's a war going on. Arguably, they're very.
But Krat's feelings are important and need to be heard.
Sure, that's a thing.
This is his problem with the council to begin with. They just don't listen to him.
This really was the Suicide Squad of the Star Wars group.
It really was.
We need to turn the tide and save Coruscant. Nah, my fifis, man.
Is Biggs King Shark then?
Well, originally that was Odo, but I guess it's you now.
Yeah.
You have brought up the mantle.
Who is Ned in the Suicide Squad?
You're the polka dot man.
Ned is Amanda Waller.
Ned is who?
Amanda Waller. I'd have to actually think about that.
That's true. No, he'd be like Rick. He'd be the Rick. What's his name? The army dude.
Flag?
Yeah, Rick Flag.
Oh,
maybe.
Anywho.
The fucking guy. Do you mean John Cena?
No, moving
Cena?
on. Jesus.
You're talking about John Cena? The John Cena?
You're talking about John Cena in here?
John Cena.
Crap.
None of you are wrestling fans. None of you
Cena.
are wrestling fans. You do not get to bring this shit up around me.
How fucking dare you accuse me of not knowing wrestling or being a wrestling fan? My dad watches it every goddamn night.
You know what? Point valid.
I had a wrestling phase back in college, so, and that's when John Cena was at his height.
I mean, John Cena was at his hype when I was in high school.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think
back in like what 2014.
Talking to the head guy.
I mean, that's not a terrible idea.
Well, I just look. I'm not saying that I need to wait for the entire council to be there. I'm saying that I go in there, and if there is like, oh, today, like 4 of them are free, then as opposed to the typical like 1. But at a certain point, I'll just go in there. Like if it's only him for the entire beginning of us being, then it doesn't matter. I'll just only talk to him.
Does Krat do his 3-day waiting period like at the beginning of the game?
His 3 business day waiting period.
I think it's 3 hours now. He's upgraded, yeah, because he's a bit more forceful. He's a bit more forward.
He went from first class delivery to overnight.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of like that dark side pride in him. So he's like, I don't need to wait for 3 days. 3 hours is perfectly fine. And then like at 3 hours on the fucking dot, like kicks open the door and like.
I think actually, unless I decide to add any more, I think the council is actually at 4 members because of who's died.
Oh, good.
So
the war is not going well.
I was about to say we're getting our asses kicked.
Okay, well, Cedric, is there any point in which all 4 are available during the first week?
There will definitely be a point where all 4 are available.
Okay, I will go when all 4 are available. Yeah. I will just walk in and even if they're like, yeah, they'll be available in like 3-4 hours, like I'll just wait in the council room.
Mm-hmm.
Like no biggie. I'll wait.
All 4 of them are simply like having a small war council, and you would be able to like interrupt and have a conversation with them. because they do have like points where they do have to discuss things with nearby and actually deal with council business. Because even if they're all like remote, because I think the only two that are in the temple right now are Goran Brix, the Guardian, and Titus Andrus, who's your headmaster. But everyone else is like scattered.
Right. I think that I would like interrupt a meeting, like a whole war meeting, and then again just be like, "I'll wait," but then just like stand there and just look at them until they're done with their meeting.
No, I'll wait.
He's so fucking tall too. Like it's so imposing. Like, it's okay. I'll wait.
I'm not menacing.
I have to imagine that Krat like doesn't have any concept of the fact of like just how fucking terrifying the white spider standing above them is.
Zero. Yeah.
Yeah, like zero. It's
Absolutely
like
none.
just like the flame guy from Team Fortress 2. Just like, hello, everything's
Like,
fine.
90% of his presence is unknowing.
Exactly.
It's accidental. Yeah. So I think that once he has everyone's attention, he's gonna look around, and there's only 4 of them. How many seats are in this council chamber?
Typically, a council has 7, so there are 3 empty seats. And just for review, there is 1 human, 1 Biff, 1 Cuzo, and a tiny hamster person called a Drawl.
Okay. Okay. I think he would look around and he would take his sweet little time, like looking at each chair individually. And then he would look at the main guy and say, "Quite a few empty chairs you got."
It's been hard to elevate people when, first off, we can't have a knighting ceremony very easily. And if we're being honest, not a whole lot of reason to bring people into the council when they're just dying.
What if you were to bring in people in the council who were exceptionally good at not dying?
That's not the worst argument I've ever heard, but who would you be suggesting, Pratt?
Well, I would say that we could give it up to a general choice of a bunch of people in the temple. However, you do have at least 3 very capable people in the group you sent to what was that planet? It's the planet we just came back from. The one with the temple.
The one with the temple? Lothal.
Okay. There are 3 very capable people in the group of that went to Lothal, at least. I'm not saying that all 3 need to be promoted, but there are 3 very good ones to choose from. We did take on 3 Sith after all.
I'm going to ask for a roll.
Sure.
It's going to be difficult.
Sure.
Because this is very atypical. In the history of the Jedi, it's normally like the council nominates its own. They don't accept input from outside members. So this is going to be your persuasion or negotiation.
Okay. It'll be negotiation.
Yeah,
it's going to be negotiation. Sorry?
Do you need to do your astrogation check thingy?
I do actually. I'll go ahead and
do that first.
Go ahead and do that. I don't think I'll be using force on the council. Okay, cool.
I mean, you absolutely could. See how that goes for you.
I feel like they would know, though. Yeah, they would absolutely know if I used it on them, and I don't think Krat is that stupid. I think that he would know that, like,
probably is not going to do that, but it would be one of those things where if you did, there would be consequences.
Right.
So this is going to be a 3. That would be too difficult. Let's make it 2 red and 2 purple. Check.
Hey Cedric.
Yeah.
You want to see something wild?
I would.
Let's see. My screenshot thing changed, so can I just do this? I think. There we go. And I also have a thing that makes it it's like a tree later that makes it 1 destiny point instead of 2. So I think I
Cool.
can just
One
get rid
per
of the
game session
reds.
as a incidental. Do you want to spend both of your destiny points on this?
No, it's just 1. It's just 1. I have a
I'd say he downgraded how much it cost.
Okay.
yeah, I have
Cool.
like the node later down that
No.
yeah, downgrades it.
I am not arguing with you. I'm just laughing at this silliness. But yeah, so that'll be
Yeah.
1 red and 3 purple.
Yeah, okay. Wait, it says it
Oh,
gets
no.
rid of all the red.
All of them, yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll
Is
just be
everyone
4
okay with me
purple.
using our one of 2 destiny points on this?
Yeah.
We could get more. You don't know what's gonna
I'd
happen.
say, yeah, I'd say it's pretty important.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so negotiation 2 purple.
No, it's still 4 purple.
Oh, 4 purple.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, so the decrease in difficulty just downgrades the dice, doesn't just get rid of the dice.
Yeah.
That
I
because
see.
that
So-
that would be fucking nuts.
That'd be
That would be
broken.
Yeah.
insane.
That would be a little too much.
I'm gonna be honest. That's what I thought it did originally, but that's just fine. Okay, so 4 purple. Yes.
4 purple.
A.
Holy hell, he got it. Look at that.
Nice.
Okay.
Man.
That's a
So,
lot.
they are willing to listen to you, and I'll give you that
Mhm.
advantage. They are willing to accept what you are saying, but there's no guarantee because this is still the council, and they are set in their ways. There is no guarantee that you are going to get your way, but you have at least opened their mind to possibility.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think because I don't necessarily think that because Krat wants to be on the council himself. However, that's not his like main priority right now. Because if this council survives, in his mind, he's going to be on the council eventually, regardless.
Yeah.
So I think he would. I'm trying to think because I think after that went super well, Krat would then kind of individually find everyone in the party and say like we should have a meeting. Like we need to meet and because I know that we already like said that Zeta's going on there, but I don't think we ever definitively said like this is the person we're promoting. So I think that I would just like gather everybody. Just like at your earliest convenience, like, let's all meet here. I think it'll be at your earliest convenience. Let's all meet here Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Okay. Easy enough. So you
So
do.
exact. So
I think
formal.
with such a good role, you're gonna put forward like there needs to be a nomination session for the council. But if, and I think I'll give this to you, if there's going to be someone from your group brought up, it's going to be one person because there's a lot of Jedi around the galaxy, and there are more senior people. Yes, you just pulled off what they thought was going to be a silly mission that turned into something big. But if you guys are going to do this, it's going to be one person added to the council.
Okay. Now, Cedric,
And
could
it's still
I
going to be
could
a
I push
persuasion
for?
roll to see if they get it.
Okay. Could I push for with the 4 successes, just another council member, maybe like someone who's not in our party, but just like, look, like you guys only have like 4, like 3 of you fuckers, like fill your like get more people in here.
They are going to have by the month. They're going to have a full council.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
yeah.
I see what you're saying
So
then.
it's going to be like they're going to hold a whole session of the council to just refill the books, so to speak. But I think, for the party's sake, you're not going to be able to elevate 3 of you. You're probably just going to get 1. So
yeah,
Krat and the rest of the party gets to decide. And I'm going to tell you this now: don't nominate Nas.
Yeah.
No offense intended. The council's probably not gonna have a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, I and that's what I figured. That's good that they're gonna fill all their ranks, and that's good that we get one person. I think we all said that Zeta should go on there just from like a tactical standpoint. But I just want like the official group decision. And again, like I would,
And
I would
will,
like.
actually, if we guys want to build some council members, we can absolutely do that as well. Because we'll have to build 2 more council members, and we can decide who they are as we go forward.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, I think that Krat would give the invitation out. I think it would be because if this isn't how this works, Cedric, then just it would just be like I send them a message or something. But now that like my battle meditation is planetary, like I feel like I would just one day like take the strain and then just like speak individually to everybody to just be like, look, meet here at this time on this day. And I think that it is the Star Wars equivalent of like Chuck E. Cheese that we're gonna go to.
Banthas are
it's a
us.
place. Yeah, it's like Banthas are us. Yeah, because Krat just wants to have like a fun team building. Like he feels like everyone will have fun there.
I'm trying to think of what that would be.
Banthas are us works.
I mean, the closest we
I
would get would just be like Wally E. Womp Rat or something.
Yeah. It's like Wally Womp Rat. Like it's.
Yeah, there you go.
Did anybody
nasty,
else,
wrinkly little guy?
as soon as Krat was talking about going to like some place to relax, did anybody else get the Six Flag theme going through their head?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, I did. I fucking hate you for bringing that up.
And there's the copyright infringement.
Yeah, and there we go. Thanks to you.
It's my video anyway.
What did you say, Wampa P Rat?
No.
Yes.
From my Chuck E. Cheese video
No,
I did a
kid,
while ago.
no! Oh God!
Yes.
Oh fuck!
There he is.
Yes.
Olivia.
There he is, everybody.
Oh, why is his nose? Why is his nose?
Oh, the nose
I mean-
is just the start of it, Gio. Keep looking.
Yeah.
The more you look at it, the more you find.
It's just a Thomas classic to have a bent nose.
I-
That's a
I
staple
bet
thing
a
for him.
It's a fucking trunk.
That's from my Chuck E.
Yeah,
Cheese
it is.
video I did like a few months ago.
There you go.
He's got I don't know, 2 chins, 2 butt
I
chins.
There's a
love-
couple in there.
That's
I
a
love
zit.
this
That's
thing.
a
I hate
That's a
this
fucking
thing.
zit.
That is terrible.
Well, that's Wampa P Rat. We're going to his house. That's where we're having our meeting.
And yes, this is what children gaze at and want in the future. Wampa P. Rat. God fucking damn it.
Good.
I hate the implication that Chuck E. Cheese also just lives at Chuck E. Cheese's playhouse and doesn't have his own home.
You know he does. You
Wait, he
know
does?
he does.
This is some Five Nights at Freddy bullshit going on right now.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
All right, just
Fucking awful.
Wompy
Just to
P
keep
Rat
it silly,
can
it
get a
looks like
little
this.
Oh, for God's sakes!
In the
What new
actual
horror? What new
This is
horror
weird.
is this?
Now, I haven't seen it, but is it Treasure Mouse?
No. Chucky's
is.
cream.
it is
Chucky's
sad.
Chucky's cream. Chucky, you motherfucker! Chucky's cream. What the
Wampa
Chucky's
P
cream?
Rat's house. It's not my house. Why are you saying this like it's my fault?
The fucking fun rope is sending me.
Is that an actual
I'm just being honest.
surprise?
I am more creeped out by the fuzzy
There's a
slippers than
sword in
anything.
the ceiling.
Those aren't fuzzy slippers. Those are handcuffs.
Is there a
That's
dead body
worse.
in the bedroom?
Oh, I see that
I-
there's supposed to be handcuffs now. Okay.
You know, out of all the things in this picture, I love how someone took the time to like wind up the whip and put it neatly in the corner.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna have a disgusting, if you're gonna have a disgusting Chuck E. Cheese BDSM playhouse, you got to take care of your equipment. Like that's just obvious.
Also, in the back,
there's a rat tail for a prize.
Is that a bed, Thomas, in the back?
Well, yeah, that's where Chucky lives.
Oh fuck! I thought that was the wall.
Okay,
I thought that was a dead body.
Why is there a splatter with the nailed to the wall cheese in that room over the bed?
Because I drew this before I added that in.
There is cheese cum all over the building, and that's what you're focusing on?
Because I drew this next one before I drew the one.
Oh, goddamn!
There's a rat tail.
We're going to Wampa P. Rat's house.
The certificate of cheese. that I want to think he himself drew and taped it to his own wall.
We're not getting anything done tonight.
No,
we are so
we're going
not getting
to Wampa P.
tonight.
Rat's house. We're going there.
Is that on the top of his head? Is that a tumor or part of his skull?
I now have to
you see
adult.
It's a soft spot.
I now have to specifically say this video is not meant for children. I have to specify there is a fucking age restriction on this video.
All right, sorry.
Thomas, I hate to break this to you, Thomas, but that spot on top of his head is anything but soft.
Well, yeah, but you don't need to know that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. My mom needed to talk to me for a second.
You're all good.
That's fine.
Is it about the strange pictures that people send you over the internet?
Recording and hopefully never hear it again.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to Wampa P. Rat's house, and that's where I invite everybody to the local Wampa P. Rats. I
have never been happier to be off planet.
Oh, that's right. I don't get to invite you, but
no, I'm not there.
Yep. Date is currently on shrift to his planet.
Good luck, guys.
I mean, Gio, roll a d20.
Oh fuck.
Is this just to see how it went, or if he's back?
This always ends well for me.
See if he's available. Because Date could follow in for this.
You know what? If it's a 10, can I decide? Since it is a 10?
I will give you that, yeah.
Cool. I will make myself available, and then I'll describe exactly what happens after I make myself available. Like, I do phone in not knowing what's going on.
Absolutely fair. But there is a holo of Date that appears in the middle of whatever the hell this is.
good.
Ned is busy, so Ned is not here.
I mean, if you want Ned to be there, he will make time. I just put that message out to be like, hey, everyone else can have the spotlight for tonight, because I talked a lot last session.
Yeah.
So did I.
Well,
I'm kind of off to the wayside.
Everyone, I just want basically. I mean, we technically don't even have to role play this. I thought it'd be kind of funny too. But technically we don't even have to, because I mean this really can be talked about out of character. It's just because the locale aside, because that doesn't matter. It's just, who are we putting on the council? We have one person to put on the council. Is it definitively Zeta? Is that who we're putting on the council?
I personally think, and Ned will be here for the conversation, because I mean if Krat is putting Krat doesn't summon Ned ever, but this was like a summon, so he's like, well, I gotta go to that.
Yeah.
But Ned, honestly, Zeta is Ned's first pick, because Zeta is one of the least problematic people he has ever met.
Fair.
Ned thinks that Zeta is the best choice, all things considered. However, he is also open to any of us aside from the two Sith being on the council. Obviously, we all have pros, we all have cons, but for the most part, he thinks that Zeta is probably the better choice. But should the council think that Zeta is too young or not experienced enough or not up to it or whatever their reasons might be. He has no issue putting himself on there or supporting you or supporting Date. He is there just to make sure that one of us gets on the council.
My
Date is
vote.
the politician.
Huh?
Date is the politician.
Exactly. However, Date is also a politician, and Jedi don't want to be a part of politics. So that's kind of thing fighting against
Well,
Date.
Isn't he not a
Now-
politician in this timeline though?
They
In
don't
this
really
timeline,
like
he is a
Dante.
respected Jedi Master, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Now-
But so
now-
memories of the politician.
Mhm.
Now here's the other thing. What is, because I know what the criteria is in Star Wars for a Jedi to get onto the council. I know what that criteria is, but Cedric, in your canon, what is the criteria for a Jedi Master getting on the council?
So if I remember correctly, in Star Wars canon, it's you have to have raised a Padawan to
Mhm.
knighthood, and then you have like a notable career beyond that.
Yeah.
So while Zeta would be kind of an off-the-wall pick, it wouldn't be unheard of for a Jedi to be elevated without having taught an apprentice. They could even make
Yeah.
it contingent on Zeta has to teach an apprentice and kind of like a provisional council membership.
So part of the criteria for her would be in the coming, as far as we know, in the coming month to quickly pick a Padawan and start training it.
Pick a prodigy.
Sorry.
That could
pick a good one.
That could be a provisional set of it, and that is definitely a possibility. But it depends on who you put forward. I am gonna say, with Krat's incredible success on that role, you guys are getting a person on the council, but it's who you pick.
So they're not picking.
They will get two people. You will get. I'm letting you pick who of the party is going to be a council member.
Because didn't you say like the flavor of it is like we're petitioning basically for like this person to be on the council?
Yeah. So you opened their minds to filling the seats. And yes, with that great successful role, you are putting forth the three of you, but it's still a council vote. And I'm going to put it as there are four people and they're not going to agree. They're going to agree on one person from the party.
What if we let the council choose between the three people that we nominate?
I mean, you could do that.
That's kind
D3.
of what I was thinking. Yeah, because like out of all of us here, obviously Biggs can't be part of the council. He's a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Don't discriminate.
And
I have been making arguments the whole time for why Big should be on the council, but nobody's listening.
I decline.
No.
And that's what it is.
Krat like puts his hand on Biggs' shoulder, like don't sell yourself short.
Straight up, no. I decline. Me personally, I decline.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's. Who here? Because I assume the four of us are okay with any of us being on the council. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't enjoy it, but I would do it.
Voice in the coming. By the way,
so
the timing of this, for those of us keeping track, it's gonna be whoever is sitting on the council will have 2 weeks on the council approximately.
That's enough.
Before shit goes down.
So I say we let the council pick. I would think I would request that Cedric doesn't leave it up to chance, and Cedric really takes like a 5-minute, 10-minute break to really think about who the council would pick.
I already know who the council will pick.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I gotta like pee and grab another drink if we want to like take a quick recess.
I'm actually really terrified.
So I think, but before Thomas gets up, because I also have to get up and get myself another drink.
Mm-hmm.
I think Date, you're not going to enjoy it, and odds are after the ransacking, you'll probably step down anyway. So if Date would prefer,
And
we
Krat
can
will
just
fill your
have
spot.
we can just have me, Krat, and Zeta be put up for picking.
Yeah.
If you want. Alternatively, obviously stand up there with us. I'm just, giving you all the options here.
It to me it like Dante is so against like the power of the council, but he also recognizes in order to move mountains you need an army. So like he won't.
And that's why Ned isn't abstaining from being on the council, because he knows exactly what to do. The problem is that he'll have to be on the council to make the things happen.
I won't go against the council's word. I won't be happy. Krat will feel an incredible evil presence coming from Dante, and it's like, why are you so angry? You know why. But like, would I do it? Regretfully, yes, I would do it. So
The
I
presence
don't.
will be blocked out by my screaming lightsaber. It's
Dante would not be happy, but he would do it, and
I hear the screams.
They don't ever stop.
They tell me to set things on fire.
At this point, it's white noise.
However, I will never set things on fire because fire is hot.
As I learned from the blue engine. As I learned from the blue engine. Jesus. All right, I say we all put our names up. I'm honestly okay. I mean, I really think that any of us could really kind of do it. I think there are better options than others, but it's really going to be up to the DM. By God, I hope it's not Dante.
I think that regardless, I think regardless who we pick and get up there, we each have at least one talent that we can put to use in this siege.
Yeah,
like for sure. Absolutely.
Like Zeta can go up there and have like military strategy and like how whatever. Ned can be like, let's look at this from like a tactical stand. Like let's
Zeta
really...
doesn't even need strategy. She can just go in there and fuck them all up herself.
Right, truly. Yeah. the battle master
game
here.
Yeah. Krat can convince the masses. Date can have like Date's like a politician. You can convince like the higher ups, like they would respect your like opinion more. So I think we all have something to gain. Again, whatever like they choose.
Now, all that being said, Jules, do you have any bits that you would like to say before we submit all of our names to the council?
No, I mean, I agree. We each have our specializations that would work well. I don't really have anything besides that.
All right. Cool. Just making sure everyone's heard before we make the final decision of just like, all right, all four of us. Here's the hat. Here's our names. Go.
So that's the members who put forth are Krat, Ned, Date, and Zeta. Okay, I am not leaving this up to chance. I have had this discussion in my head multiple times over the past few weeks, and I know who the council would pick. So everyone go get your drinks. Go take a pause. When we come back, we will deal with the consequences of my choices.
Incredible. All right.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
All right, why don't we set a timer for 5 minutes, and we'll all just kind of disperse, maybe chit-chat a little bit, and then we'll get back to it.
I can do that.
It'll probably be slightly longer than that. I have to walk the dog.
No worries. I'll set a timer for, how about like 7 minutes, 30 seconds? Yeah?
Sounds good.
There we go.
All right.
So Ed, how's the job at Dave's Hot Chicken going? Everything still okay?
Yeah.
I hope you didn't get in too much trouble for us cussing over the Bluetooth speaker incident.
Oh no. See, what happened was I had my music hooked up to the speaker, but every time a text message came in, now granted, this is mostly because Javen has that style of texting where he texts a little bit, texts another little bit, text another little bit, another little bit. So my phone was going off like ding, 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 ding. And my boss was literally listening to this. And I'm like, I just pulled my phone out for a second, just a second, to put my phone on mute. And it looked like I was looking at my text messages.
Gotcha. Yeah, we didn't want to get you in trouble, but it was pretty funny. But you were just
Certainly
like,
not our intention.
You were like, oh fuck.
No.
The way it read, or at least the way that I interpreted it, and again, I interpret things wrong all the time. The way that I interpreted it was, for some reason, like, fuck capitalism, and then me talking about whatever the hell I was talking about, like, that was getting played over the speaker in Dave's Hot Chicken. I was like, oh,
no,
that's not a good idea.
It was like, honestly, it was one of those messages I had to send like real quick and be like, guys, shut up, please, just shut up. And it would, like, I couldn't explain anything until after I got off of work, and by then I was just like, ugh. It was a rough day. Like, not like rough, but it was definitely one of those days of like,
yeah.
No, I get it.
It's learning drive-through. I have not done
I was on drive-through.
Oh god.
I was on drive-through that day. I was on flouring chicken.
That's still that's not ideal.
It's the roughest job we've got in the store, honestly, outside of, I'd say, dish.
Yeah, dish is always going to be a drag.
Yeah, because you're literally hunched over a little station with a little bin of flour with raw chicken, and you're just breading it, and then putting on a tray, and then getting it in the fryer. And it's like, it's gross, it's tedious, it's tiring, and I am literally the only one that can do it well.
Jesus. Okay then.
Outside of the managers, I will say, I am literally the only crew member who can do it well and reliably well.
That's pretty badass, in my opinion.
Well, the other side of that coin is that I have pretty much made myself the forever flour person unless I request to be anywhere else.
Well,
so,
you can say never mind. That was a horrible joke, in my opinion. I was about to go into Bakihama territory of where a guy used flour to set a dojo on fire, but that was a bad joke on my part.
Accurate.
Wait, what?
Flour is sawdust and flour are huge accelerants, and if you use them as components for a bomb, because they compress really, really well, you make things go boom real good.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
That's why
that
is actually sawdust.
See, Cedric, I think you and I have two different sources for our knowing that bit of information.
Thankfully, mine is not actual practice. It's just from, a dad who took a class called urban terrorism and knows how to make dynamite.
Yeah, that's what I figured your source was. Mine was
wait a minute. What the? Whoa.
My dad went to a military college. They literally offered a class called urban terrorism.
That's exciting.
It was. It also taught his son how to make napalm.
Oh. Your family's weird.
I think we
a weird family.
Honestly, I love it. It's so chaotic that it's interesting.
I mean,
there is suddenly a reasonable explanation for why Cedric literally does everything that he does. There is suddenly a reasonable explanation.
If you've ever met his parents, you would know that immediately.
Oh yeah. The one time I met your parents, Cedric, I'm just like, this tracks.
Everything starts to make sense, doesn't it?
Okay,
yes,
okay. Before we get started, I know everybody here has met my family, and I just have to ask, do I make sense based upon my family? Okay.
There are points where I see it, and then I'm just like, Gio took a hard left turn somewhere, and it was a good thing.
Yes.
Okay,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
Yeah, You are your own unique person, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I'm
And
definitely.
that's the thing. Not everybody does like what Cedric does, where it's just like you see your family and it's like, yeah, you're exactly like your family. There are definitely people out there where it's just like you see their family and like, how the hell did you turn out like that? So,
My dad is
See, for
still one
me,
scary motherfucker.
for me, most people will only ever meet my dad,
yeah.
because my mom is so hard to get
Pin
a
down.
hold of.
And she's
Well,
scary.
well, yes. Well, to Thomas,
literally
she
not
is
even
scary.
Yeah, I'm scared of
Well,
Javen's mom.
Hey,
well, Thomas, you are moving to Tennessee, and that is where she is She currently has her lair.
Slayer. Treating
layer.
mother like a dragon.
I'll never visit.
Yeah, but see, Thomas, if you visit, you get to see Edmund and Keegan.
Yeah.
Ah,
On
Rescue
initiative
them.
20, on initiative 20, you might actually get to interact with them.
Exactly.
Roll
You
for
just have to get to
initiative
them
to
first.
enter the mother's lair.
somehow I can sneak in and out like without her even knowing I was there, but I do get to hang out with all your siblings.
I am willing to
Roll
bet $20 right
social
now
stealth
there is a D&D campaign entitled Mother's Lair.
Absolutely,
Mother's
there is.
lair.
No bet. Absolutely
Mommy.
no bet, because I know you're right.
No. Honestly, I make jokes about her, but we actually had a very. Oh, I haven't told you guys. So while I was up in Tennessee visiting my mother and went whitewater rafting and all that, which went very well. No one fell in. My grandma did fine.
Yay.
So ridiculous.
But so uh um as I was being driven to the airport, we stopped at McDonald's to get just like some hash browns and stuff because my flight was like at 10 or so, so I got back to the house at like 1 or noon or whatever. But as we were waiting for my hash browns, she looked at me, and I'll spare you all of the details, but through tears, she apologized for everything she has ever done to me.
God damn.
Like all of it. And she did it in such a way to where I could tell it was sincere. She wasn't asking for anything. She wasn't trying to get anything out of it, but she just like I could feel genuine remorse and genuine apology from her.
Those are the
That's
moments
nice.
that break me the most, man. I know how that kind of stuff feels.
Dude, it was crazy.
I'm
Like
sure.
and like right as I left too, so I got to sit on the plane for like an hour and a half with that. I was just like, huh, okay, well,
That is a lot to process,
interesting,
dude.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
right?
Honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, it's probably good that you had like an hour and a half to just like process what happened
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
you don't have anything else to do. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, but well, and like it was. I've seen a lot of growth from her in these past couple of years, and honestly, like it helps a lot. And like I'll still make the jokes because ha ha he he, I hate my mom, but like,
Gay, hey, yeah,
but I mean
join
like,
the club.
but now like it's not actual hatred anymore. It's just like ha ha, it's fun to hate your parents. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
like fun jokes happen from just like dissing your parents or whatever. I
Not
do it
not
to
to
my
go
dad all
into
the time.
not to go into a different diatribe, but I legitimately have never had that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't
That's
either.
Honestly, dude, that's kind of good. But by
yeah.
the same token, it's not the experience everyone has.
Yeah.
Anyway, Julian, are you back yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Well,
You still muted.
we'll wait a bit longer. It's cool.
Yeah, we got nothing.
It's a dog. You can't timer a dog.
Oh,
No.
okay. So, I wanted to say this really quick, because I don't know who's a huge fan of this at the table or not, but I got two things. Julian's not quite back yet. I have been doing such a fucking deep dive into Warhammer 40K lately,
Yeah.
and I have become
That's
a fucking.
why you asked me.
Well, I knew you didn't.
I'm back. My dog
Welcome
decided to eat
back.
an apple.
Okay. I'll share my story
Hello.
after the recording is done. Welcome back.
All right. So, would anyone like to guess who I'm putting on the council.
God, I hope it's not me. God, I
No.
hope it's not me. God, I hope it's
Well,
not me.
I'm going
There's.
to try the test with you, and then you can just say it later, and that way it's like no one else sees my guess.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead, Ed. Do it.
No, I'm gonna do it, and then Cedric, you can tell them all if I was right.
I will. All right. Just waiting for Ed to send the message.
I literally have my fingers crossed because I seriously do not want it to be me.
And
I'm gonna laugh
Ed
at
is
it.
This
incorrect.
is based on what you said about the council and what council would actually go for. So that's my guess.
And Ed is incorrect.
Darn it.
The council chose Zeta.
Yay!
Good.
The
Oh,
best
good.
choice.
On the condition that
Yeah.
she accepts the Padawan.
Okay.
I'll
be
get
your
to work,
Padawan.
bitch.
So, stepping. So we, as a collective, are also going to design 2 more council members because we are picking those. And no, given your interactions with Titus and how the rest of the council members have seen Date, because remember, in this timeline, you became a respected master, and then you took a hard turn somewhere that they don't recognize. So
Yeah,
they're
I know.
skeptical of you.
They should be.
And
I
What
hate
was
the fucking council.
okay? Wait. So, what was their reasoning for not choosing like anyone else? So like obviously they chose Zeta. Good. That's what we want. I want to know if the council had like reasoning for not picking like Krat or Ned or Date.
yeah,
I want to
the
know the
reason they
reasoning
didn't
for
pick.
picking me.
So the reason
Process
they
of
did not pick
elimination.
the reason they did not pick Krat is because much as Krat has the presence now, can anyone tell me how many positive interactions Krat has had with anyone outside of the temple? Anyone?
Are you discrediting my entire business card business?
Yeah,
I have handed out dozens of those things.
yeah. And you know how well they've worked?
I got 6 people to join the military.
Yeah, 6 out of, I don't know how many cards you handed out. But
Oh, thousands.
exactly. And I wouldn't exactly call someone signing up for a possibly doomed war effort as a positive interaction.
Here, be a suicide bomber. Maybe?
Exactly.
Join
So
the Republic. Bomb with your body.
Kill yourself, why not?
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
Romish
yeah.
war effort. Kill yourself, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not.
So between Crack Kaida over there and
Kinda.
Ned has never been interested in anything. I mean, besides parts of the war, yours, Ned's focus has always been lightsabers and the crafting of such, which, while you are hyper specialized, and in this timeline you have met the requirements of becoming a true Jedi Master, the Council didn't look at you and be like, okay, that's someone I want to go deal with negotiation on other planets. No, they were just like, nope, let him have his workshop. Whereas
So
Zeta,
valid.
Zeta was like the best middle ground of who you offered because they don't
Like I
trust
said,
Date.
process of elimination.
That is flat. Let's leave it at that. And Ned is a tech head who does not need to be talking to people.
Fair.
I like
So true.
I like how I essentially burned any goodwill that I had with the council to where the best middle ground is the person that doesn't really interact with a lot of people. Like we're now giving the person who like just wants to be left alone to explore and kind of do the thing around the stars. We're now going to sit her in a chair and have her file paperwork and be a part of meetings.
You got a promotion to manager.
Cedric, be
Hey.
honest. Be honest.
Fortunately,
Did the
due
fact-
to budget cuts, it does not come with a raise.
It does.
Woo!
Cedric, did the fact that Krat handed in all the names on a Wampa P. Cheese's napkin affect them choosing him? Be honest.
Yes, it most sincerely did.
All right,
God.
that's fair.
It only helped your chances, bud. You'll get him next time.
To be fair, the draw was definitely on your side because as soon as they saw cheese, they were like,
So at least
Like,
I got
I
one
love
out
that
of
place.
four.
I put my kids
All right,
there.
cool. Yeah,
"You got the tiny hamster on your side. Good job."
that's all I can ask for. I'm fine with that.
Yes,
Harry
it
Beast,
looks like
unite.
looks
All
like
right,
a
I,
pretty
I have
established
to I
in the
have to
Padawan.
admit though, I honestly did see a future where, for whatever reason, like Dante did get voted in just because, like,
Yeah.
without the outburst, like most qualified. Not to say that Zeta isn't qualified, but like Dante is almost like prime position to be put on the council.
Yeah,
Like,
If it
without all
wasn't
the
for the
mess.
fact that he fucking hated everybody there.
resume wise, except for outside of like the last couple months, it
Yeah.
sounded like Date's like current resume was decent enough to get on the council.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I
If-
was figuring. And so I'm like, I
If the
guess yeah,
judge
sure,
didn't
but if
happen,
you
like
can't,
if
if
yeah,
you take into his
yeah,
actual
if the
interaction
reality
with
jump
personally,
hadn't happened, Date was on a short list for the council.
Oh yeah.
But because of the situation that you guys are in, it didn't fall out.
He went off the
yeah,
rails.
I stand by what I did. I stand by my actions. I
Oh,
hate the council anyway.
Zeta's pulling like an opposite of Anakin to where like she is absolutely like capable of being on the council 100%, like should be on the council, probably has been a Jedi for a long time, but it's just like no. Don't
Yeah.
want to do
no,
it.
no, you
I
know
just
what?
want
You know
to
what
fucking
that is?
fly my
You
ship
know what that
around.
is,
That's all I want
Thomas?
to do.
That's
You know what
Yeah,
that
pretty
is,
don't put
much
me in.
it.
Don't put
Yeah.
me in a chair. Don't put me in
Yeah.
a chair. Put me back on my ship.
Like I said,
That's
honestly,
why
the worst
not?
one, the one that got it worst here is Zeta, because like we're putting the explorer, the one who wants to be left alone to discover things. We're putting her in a chair. We're gonna force her to do meetings.
Now hang on.
Now,
To be
now,
fair,
to be fair, she can call those in.
Yeah, to
yeah,
be fair,
exactly.
it is a remote position, so she is still able to do her shit.
and to
But
be
yeah,
fair,
she
she's
And you
far
can give
less
it up and let Pratt join,
she's far less
later.
of a lone she's far less of a loner in this reality.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
fair.
All right,
yeah, so
so
she's literally
either
quiet.
either I will come up with a council member as we go forward, or we can design them as we want. Before we go any further, I do want to address Date going forward.
Oh boy, here we go.
Real quick, while that's happening, I call dibs. I want to design Zeta's Padawan. I feel like it's only fitting since Jules herself was once my Padawan.
I mean, I think this is great.
That's up to Jules. You need to get her permission to do that.
Yeah,
Sure.
I will. I'm not going to veto anything, but I may like lead you in a specific direction but Zeta does have final say overall. But yeah, so in the meantime, Geo, this isn't going to be very heavy, but is there anything you wanted to do on your homeworld that would require a roll?
I mean, besides, giving a grand speech to my people about needing to defend the capital of Coruscant, to try to
Absolutely.
rally as many forces as I feel like we need to try to,
I
pull
mean,
some of the fleet off.
let's have you make a let's have you make a negotiation check as well. Um, and this is going to be because it's your own people. I'm going to give you a couple blue, but because you're trying to convince them to use military force, and I'm going to
Cedric,
make it a yeah.
it just for flamboyance sake, and just for me getting to play around a little bit, because I know we're basically fucking around this session.
Yeah.
But can I give a speech and then you decide how many blue I get from that speech?
Yeah, I think that's more than fair.
Is everybody okay if I like fuck around for a couple of minutes and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
All right.
I have been fucking around this whole time.
I know you're playing Stardew Valley. Go fuck yourself. Um, so I imagine I speak with a couple of like leaders of certain tribes of my people and stuff like that. And Cedric, the passage that I sent you, or the article that I sent you on what happens decades, centuries later.
Yeah.
I do truly believe that this is where it starts.
Oh, I had totally intended for that.
Yeah, like I truly do believe this is where it starts. For those who are unaware, there is a group of essentially assassins for the Jedi Council, or like special ops for the Council, called the Artarian Rangers, that
Are purely
apparently,
total. Yeah.
yeah, they got their start on my home planet.
Mhm.
And I didn't know this until way later.
Yeah. The
This was
entire
not my
Rangers
intention.
they're not specifically like they're not like a special forces group, but they are explicitly a Jedi support group.
Yeah. So like I was talking with Cedric about this, and I was like, wow, it's a little crazy that I'm going back to ask for help from a group that would eventually become the Artarian Rangers.
Yeah, it worked out beautifully, if
Yeah.
unintentionally.
It was very unintentionally. So I basically like notify all of the tribal leaders to assemble in an area that is essentially like a coliseum where I can speak to everyone, and they
So
can see me and I can see them.
if I can take a little bit of liberty here.
Oh, please go ahead.
So there's really not a whole lot on Antar 4, which is where the Godel are from.
Yes.
But I would imagine that there is some form of central gathering area within the capital that you would be able to speak at, almost like the Roman Colosseum or a Greek agora, where you would have the focus of the crowd and acoustically a way to speak to everyone.
Right.
And your your people are still somewhat factional, but you are able, through your influence and the lordship of the Shingen House, to pull various disparate people together. And the king of Antar would actually make a proclamation of, we are being asked by a respected Jedi Master to meet for discussion this area. So you set a time, a date, and you bring everyone as much as they want to together. There are obviously going to be holdouts, but
Of
a
course.
grand majority of your people are able to hear you either through holo or through other technology, but you have the attention of the planet right now.
Okay. So after going over my speech a couple of times, and I kind of look at it, I remember my senatorial days as a negotiator, as an arbiter, as someone who, sat both sides down and tried to fight for peace. I'm kind of looking through them without really realizing it. I kind of look up and I go, Lex, did you have an opportunity to... Oh, right. Shit. So I just kind of flip through a couple of things, and eventually I look at the speech, I look at the crowd, I throw my speech away, and I'm like, oh, screw it. And I walk out. There are cameras, there are untold thousands upon thousands, maybe even a million. I don't know how many people live on the Godel planet. But I stand out there.
Mm-hmm.
My fellow Godel. I'm sorry.
What?
My yellow photo.
No, it's just there's no way to be serious while you're trying to say Godel.
That's fair.
I wanted to make this grand speech, but I'm like, my fellow Godel.
Snicker.
Oh God.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
My name is Dante Shingen, and I am a master of the Jedi Order. I have been sent back here with a dire warning. Coruscant will fall. God damn it, Thomas. That's good though. I like it. Coruscant will fall. I know this. I've seen it. And it will happen. The Jedi are unprepared. Coruscant, innocent people, are unprepared for what is to come. If Coruscant falls, our very lives will change forever. They will be worse under the Sith Empire. We have lived without social rules for so long. We have gotten along with everyone. We cannot get along with the Sith. They will enslave us. They will murder us. If Coruscant falls, our way of life ends. I do not tell you all this so that way you may cower in fear, so that you may count the days until the end of our civilization. I tell you all this because we are the only ones who can prevent this. We are the only ones who can turn the tide and throw the Sith back to their side of the galaxy. We, the proud Godel people. This battle will not be easy. Many will die. I know what I'm asking. But we have the opportunity, the chance, to put our names in the history book once and for all eternity. We stop the sacking of Coruscant. We push back the tide, not the Jedi, not the Republic Army, not the fleets, but we push this back. We do the hard work. I am asking this not as a Jedi Master. I am not asking this as a part of the Jedi Order. I am asking this as Dante Shingen, a humble man, humbled by those who are willing to fight. Now I ask once and only once. Will you fight with me? Will you defend Coruscant? Will you prove that you are better than the Sith? Will you fight?
There is a general eruption of noise.
That is all goat sounds.
Yeah. And you are going to make that roll with 4 blue. It is still going, because this is planetary, this is going to be a little more difficult. It is going to be around a 2 red and 1 purple difficulty.
Cedric.
Yo.
Am I allowed to use the force power influence to allow myself to roll 4 dice points to add to my successes?
I mean, arguably yes, but
It's an
It's a big
ability.
plane.
It's just that it doesn't say that it's worldwide. I just wanted to
no,
get
I'm not
clarification on
trying to
that.
make it worldwide. That would actually help you with the people who are closer to you.
Okay.
I don't.
God damn.
Yeah, go right ahead, and if you want to use the influence tree, it's not really explicitly against. It's just morally this is questionable, but Date does as Date will.
Okay, so
What are the
for every
fucking
light
goats
side,
gonna do about it? Influence their asses. Come
so
on.
so for every light side point that I generate with this, it'll add 1 success to my rolls here.
Yep, no worries. Oh.
So
You get lucky.
I get 1 success and 4 advantages.
That was very lucky.
I needed that apparently.
Apparently. Okay, so with the 1 success, you are getting, and I had this written out beforehand. Where is exact? There we go. So the royal family promises you a squadron of starfighters, and you get a 20-person platoon of elite armored troops.
Do I get a ship to carry the armored troops? Because I doubt they're all going to fit in my personal jet here.
They have their own troop transport. They will be
Okay.
transported to Coruscant. You do not have to take them with you.
All right. How long will it take to assemble these guys? Because I know that it took me a week to get out here.
They are ready to go. You are getting essentially the Palace Elite Guard.
They're just hopping in their goat cars. They're ready to go.
So you have a squadron of starfighters. Let me go ahead and send you. I mean, it's not really going to matter as much, but there will be a stat block for them.
I honestly like me, and Javen can talk about this later, but honestly, they're just a force multiplier. They don't really need to be statted out or anything.
Yeah. So it's like Jules' Joker Squad. You have an additional army point when it comes to the mass combat.
Okay.
I don't know if this influences it at all, but I did Google goat vehicle, and this is what came up.
Oh
God damn. Nope.
That actually looks kind of badass.
That isn't the worst thing I've ever
It
seen.
is not what I was expecting. Apparently, there's like a military vehicle called a goat. Like I did not know that.
I kind of love it.
Is it the acronym for greatest of all time, or is it just called the GOAT?
It's called the Gamma Goat. I don't.
The Gamma Goat.
I love how the stock image is just a woman sleeping.
I'm too tired for this shit.
I think it's a guy.
Media.
I think it's just the way the shadow is. This is a guy.
Yeah, it looks like back hair.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to post a picture of a goat standing oddly, Ed?
That
Like,
thing is so terrifying.
Because I just got in the mood of posting goats.
Because it's their honest reaction.
It is their honest reaction to your speech. Yeah. I mean, not everybody in the Coliseum. They might have just cheered for your own benefit, but
I like how I told the entire world we need to fight, and what I get is the Imperial Guard.
Okay. Quick sidebar. I'm sorry.
What the fuck does semi-amphibious mean?
I will tell you what it means, Javen. Quick fucking sidebar. This is the craziest vehicle I've ever seen in my life. First off, the front and back tires work independently. So you can just like spin this thing around.
Yeah, no, it's a snake. You can see it. It separates. It's a snake.
But like it does. And then semi-amphibious, it can just go on all the things. It's like mostly meant for road travel, but like it can just do anything.
Well, it's like a duck.
If you guys look at it, you'll see that there is very little air intake into the engine, which is why it can actually go through about 4 feet of water, which makes it semi-amphibious.
You would think it would have a snorkel, though.
So honestly, it looks like the intake is
what I'm
seeing.
Back. Yeah. Well, what I'm seeing is that it's on the back. The engine itself is on the back, probably actually in the middle of the actual vehicle itself.
Yeah, like right behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is the vehicle attached to a trailer, and you see there's also an air intake at the front. So yeah, the engine what this guy is sleeping on, because fuck, it's gonna be warm. Why not?
Oh yeah, look at that very small intake at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very,
Oh,
very
that's
tiny.
where the snorkel is. Look at that.
There it is.
What a wild
That,
thing.
Ah.
What a wild,
something on
fun
the front
thing.
for while you're moving. The Oh, you know what? Those vents on the side are probably just exhaust.
It's called
Yep.
the goat because of its mountain goat-like off-road ability. That's
God
why it's
damn.
called the goat.
This
That
thing
is
can
the
go up a
dumbest
mountain.
shit I've ever
It
heard.
can. Yeah, it can
This
go
thing
up a
can
mountain.
go up a
Dumbest
mountain.
shit.
Yeah. I almost guarantee it, because I guarantee you that thing that dude's sleeping on, that is a massive fucking engine with stupid
Oh
amounts of
god,
horsepower.
You know what's even
Yeah,
crazier?
stupid amount.
You know what's even crazier, guys? If these wheels stuck out like 6 inches to the front and back a little bit more, and you got that thing to a point where it could because the wheels operate independently, it could go vertical.
Yeah, I
It
can
can
believe
climb
it.
mountains.
Cedric, can I please request that one of the Dante personal vehicle be the fucking military goat vehicle?
The gamma goat.
Yes.
We can have a gamma goat. That
Yeah.
can definitely happen.
I ride into battle on a gamma goat.
That's amazing. Okay, so Geo, it's gonna take you come back basically just as the council is installing Zeta. So you have your week out, your kind of like day of gathering everybody, and then a week or so travel back, and you realize that Zeta is now a council member, and everyone comes back, and it's back to planning,
I
everybody.
when I'll put it to you this way: when I come back and I see that Zeta is officially made part of the council, normally when I bow to the council, it is purely out of respect, and it's not a very good bow. It's formal enough, but it's not like anybody who knows Dante knows that it's not like a really respectful bow. Seeing Zeta on the council and being very proud of just how far she's come, I actually get on one knee and actually like fully bow. Like head down fully.
Thanks.
You will do us all proud, Master Zeta.
Ned being there as well points and laughs at Dante. Ha ha.
The fucking wheels fall off. It's fucking amazing.
62%.
Oh my god, no! No, I need to roll
did the
above a
math.
62.
Oh my god, and they also leaked oil?
Oh wait, no. It's 62% of them just leak oil. Sorry, I
This
looked at
thing
the
is a
grid wrong.
fucking
All
nightmare.
of them.
It's a
All of them
disaster.
leaked oil. Every single one of them leaked oil.
Yep, pretty much.
No, I was right. Yes, no. 62%. The wheels fell off, and another 62% leak oil.
Cedric, can I please roll a
Classic goats
D100?
leaking oil and losing
No,
their wheels.
Cedric, I need to legitimately roll a D100.
Yeah, you need to roll above a 63, my person.
I need to roll above a 63. I so want to do this.
You're,
There's a 10. There's a 100.
40. Okay.
Loose
Wait.
wheelbarrow.
Wait. No. 41 of them had wheel brake cylinder leaking, and you're going up mountains in this thing?
This
Well,
was the
it's the
worst.
intention.
This was the worst. This was the worst fucking vehicle. Okay.
I love how
I
the Wikipedia
need to
page is all
see.
like errors.
Yeah,
So
they
good.
literally listed its errors.
No
So
wonder I've never heard of it before.
so Cedric, I want to like before I roll this, I want it known. I bring my frog, or no, I bring my gamma goat to Ned's shop as almost as if I'm trying to impress him with this fucking vehicle.
Yes,
I am
Thomas,
going
I was looking
to.
at that. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
The pipe is missing. They just forgot to put it on
Yep.
there.
Fucking
Guys,
On
content.
11
Yeah.
of them.
Came off while
They're just like,
driving
we don't
it.
know where it went.
I want to roll this
so
thing up
sorry.
to Ned's
So
garage, and I'm trying to somewhat impress Ned with the forces that I brought. I now need to roll above a 63 to see if
To
when I
make
get
sure it
off trying
actually
to be impressive, the wheels fall off right in front of Ned.
Yep. Yep. That is
Every-
going to happen.
We're all
And it
good?
leaks oil.
All right.
So,
I need to roll above a
so-
63. Here
so
I go.
If you hang
ahead.
on, when you roll this, I would like to describe what happens
Sure.
should
I'm
this be
so 100%
unsuccessful.
okay with this. All right. Let's see if I can roll above a 63. Fuck!
Ah, do it again for oil leakage.
Can I? Can I please?
No.
Yes, you can.
Yes! What do I need to roll above?
You need to roll above a 62.
A 62.
Okay.
It's the same. It's like the exact same
God
percentage.
damn!
So you have the worst. Like it. As soon as you drive it into Ned's shop, it just sprays a leak and the wheels fall off.
So
Oh my God,
so
that's hurtful.
before all that happens, Dante, you get out. Ned is watching you bring this thing into his shop with his like data pad lightsaber hilt, just kind of working on something.
It farts
Looks
its
over
way
to
into
you.
your garage.
Ned just kind of waits for you to walk up to him.
I have brought military reinforcements.
Kind of look past you. How much did you pay for that?
My people donated this vehicle to me as a personal item.
Are you sure
It's
they didn't
sacred.
just dump it
It's a
on
sacred
you?
relic of my
so-
people.
You're
I
not
would-
fucking
so
here.
I would,
I
So I would
can be.
assume-
I've been in his shop a lot.
I would assume that the negotiations didn't go well, and I point to the thing.
I turn around and then I see the fucking wreckage that was my vehicle.
Fall off, oil leaking everywhere, springs flying out.
Ned has never seen Dante drop his composure. Normally, Dante's pretty, like he keeps his cool no matter what. As soon as the vehicle breaks, he just kind of drops his arms. He turns back
good.
around.
You brought target practice.
I was assured that the starfighters were in better condition.
For our sake, you should hope so. Now, if you don't mind, Biggs, and I look over at Biggs. Would you
Yes.
mind breaking that down for parts?
I kind of look back. What I didn't tell Ned was that it had my name on it because it belonged to the Shinkin family. I kind of look at it and I go, I suppose.
Biggs
Oh, and-
without actually doing what he normally does, because Javen actually gave him a variable violence gauge, actually does walk over to it and starts like properly disassembling it with like mechanical like air tools or whatever, like actually going and robotically just disassembling.
I just look at my family's personal vehicle just being dismantled by Biggs. And I'm like,
Oh my god.
well, I guess it's going to a good cause.
I put a very gentle insectoid hand on your shoulder and go, now, the task of cleaning out the oil stain will fall on someone. And I turn and look at you.
Tell me, is your Padawan around?
No, but I do know a very close friend of mine, and I looked more directly at you.
I sigh heavily. Where's the
I'm
mop?
gonna make a roll real fast.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Would you clean it? Thank you so much, Date. I pat you on the back twice.
I hand you a bucket of sawdust.
Why?
Sawdust is good for cleaning oil stains.
Thank you, Biggs. I greatly appreciate your insight into.
So,
Yes.
if anyone would like to look at the chat,
Okay, what am I looking at here?
by the time Date turns back around, Twilly has essentially just taken the damn thing apart and is using the oil to lubricate her Rancor mech.
I'm just so proud of that little Jawa.
I'm just imagining the image of like Biggs as he takes things apart, like Twilly just comes up behind him and takes the part off the ground. Like Biggs is not handing them to her, but is definitely just like putting them in a place where she can grab them.
Mm-hmm. And you notice that the wheels are now like at bumper points on the Rancor, so if she does like collide with something, she now has some level of like protection so it doesn't immediately bump into the chassis.
I look back at. Go ahead.
If I had tear ducts, I would shed a single tear for her Padawan proofing her mech.
I look back at Ned. Well, it seems my work here is done. I'm gonna go.
I don't think Date speaks our sign language, but he would see Twilly signing furiously at him, and it would translate to "Thank you for the parts, big goat man."
I'm not understanding a single thing she says, and I go, "May the force be with you as well." Yes.
Twilly. Can I have downloaded like her sign language just like translation? Like
No.
Absolutely not.
You would have to essentially watch her do every single word in the dictionary and then hope to God there was some form of universal translator attached to it. It's possible, but it's going to take you a second. I feel
like there was a point where Biggs did bring this to Ned, just being like, if you would allow me to understand her at some point, and just hands you a dictionary.
Krat's hand goes on your shoulder again. There is no hope of understanding her.
Krat, please tell me you were not here the whole time.
Of course I have been.
God.
You watch Ned looking at his data pad, walk around Krat to get to his table, leave, turn back around, almost ready to go, "Oh, my force, where did you come from, Krat?"
I've been here for 4 days.
You haven't, and like Ned looks down and sees like a small layer of dust on the ground where you haven't moved. He's like, "Oh,
dandruff."
I figured I'd give you your time.
I thought
you seemed important.
Krat,
you could have purposely ignoring him.
No, Krat, you could have said literally anything.
Oh no.
How did I not hit him while I was riding in?
Important.
That thing doesn't have good steering. How did I not hit him as I was coming into your garage?
Krat's just that Fire Emblem character that's in like extremely heavy armor. Yeah. He's Kellum. Yeah, he's just in super heavy armor, and everyone's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, Kellum! I didn't see you there. Like,
why so you blend into the background?
It's like, fuck. Kellum, for those who don't know, is like a 6'5" man in like heavy armor, but no one can ever see him.
That's Krat in a nutshell, apparently.
Yeah. Yep. Even with a 4 or 5 presence, Krat just doesn't register as he walks into a room.
Yeah.
That's Kellum.
So I imagine Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about Kellum. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you never see him.
My Fire Emblem knowledge failed me.
Do they not see him? The person's a fucking hoplite in a spacesuit.
He is so quiet, Cedric. Um,
He's like Jax.
I imagine that after completely fumbling my display, I look over the Ataran 4 starfighters just to make sure they don't have similar issues.
They are perfectly serviceable. Thank goodness.
Good. I imagine I go up to the commander. Commander. Commander
Right?
Goat. Commander Goatface.
Hey. Something
Not
about
racist.
the goat faces.
It's not racist if he's one of them.
What's up, my goat face?
Whoa.
My goat face was my name.
Hold on. The droid is not allowed to say goat face.
That was a droid.
Kick his ass.
Naughty boys.
Fuck him up.
That's our word.
So I go up to Commander Goatface. Sir, I just I want to make sure the maintenance on all of our starships is up to date. Are there any faults I should be made aware of?
Right, well, we've actually had this little droid be looking over, and you just look over and see Bud examining the ships. He's like, well, this seems to be quite appropriate. I do think these will do just fine.
I say in my mind, we're all gonna die, and I wonder how much of us will deserve it.
In any case, I cannot find any faults with these starfighters. Also, how are you doing, Master Bro?
Yes, Master Bro. I am doing fine. It turns out that my family vehicle is being used for good things currently, and I was just making sure that my commander here, Commander Goatface, was not having the same issues that I was having with my vehicle.
Right, well, thankfully we actually did the maintenance on our starfighters. I'm not quite sure what happened with you. But I don't know if that was like a lack of maintenance or just
you sincerely do not need to know what happened. It is being put to very good use right now.
Very good. Well, I can assure you that these starfighters are coming straight from Anton 4, and they're in the best shape we could offer, which is actually pretty good. We do have a little bit of a shipyard up there. Righto. And I can guarantee these are actually in tip-top condition.
I am so thankful that you are.
Confirm.
I am so thankful that Commander Goatface and Bud the droid are on the case when it comes to how well we keep our ships together.
Like a laid-back person, but I am very militant about my maintenance.
I'm sure that you are.
In fact, it is time for my oil bath. If you will excuse me.
Can I help?
Of course. What? How do you keep following me?
Make a negotiation check. Standard difficulty.
Pratt is in every situation. It's just he's in the background.
I'm not Odo, Texas. God damn it.
What difficulty?
Standard difficulty, 1 red, 2 purple.
Yes.
God damn it!
I do not require assistance, but your offer is much appreciated.
Okay. I'll watch.
No. We'll make it
No.
tricky.
Absolutely not, you won't.
Yeah, just straight up no.
I respect boundaries. So I will not.
You respect boundaries, but you keep following me.
You've never told me to not.
Fair enough.
He's got you there, bud.
No, I don't know what I was expecting at this point.
Oh man. Well,
Again, I like to think Krat is in every situation the fucking campfire image. Like he's just in the background watching what's happening.
he pretty much is. Oh my god,
with,
that's fucking
with,
wonderful.
with every unique dialogue option, you always get the Krat approved or Krat disapproved in the top left.
There is always a Krat.
Yeah.
There's always a
You're like,
Krat.
Always.
There's always a
You're like,
Krat
he's back
option,
at-
no matter what.
He's back at camp. How is he disapproving of this? Where the fuck is he?
Krat is officially the Where's Waldo of this campaign. You know he's there. You just don't fucking know where.
He's always there.
Listen, his presence is a fucking 5. He is everywhere, okay?
I like how I'm having a conversation with Commander Goatface and Buds the droid, and Krat out of nowhere, and then suddenly a very, very strong sense of dread just runs over Dante. And he has this small, very small voice in the back of his head goes, "You can just let it all burn. It might be okay."
Even things that burn have value.
How did you hear that?
Mind things or something.
He
Force
does
tells
speak through
me.
your mind. He does speak through your mind.
That doesn't mean he
my
reads
master
it.
always told me.
My master. Who would be Krat's master? That's
Oh God.
Krat,
that's a
had
whole
master.
tangent.
Krat
That's a
had
whole
a master at
tangent.
one
Let's
point.
not get into that right now.
We are not going into Krat's backstory this
Absolutely
evening.
not. We are not doing
I
that.
always just imagine Krat doesn't have a master. You just were there.
Yeah, it
No.
came out of an egg or something.
Krat has a
No,
master. I know who they are.
Like one day,
No.
there, the
You
next
know
day-
who they are?
To make your story.
Yeah.
You know what? I shouldn't have asked it as surprisedly. I have never thought about that for some reason.
I know
You
who
think
your
Jedi just
master
make
is.
themselves?
I'm sorry?
The fuck? I was talking to Thomas. Like, you think Jedi just make themselves? Fuck.
No,
fuck,
no, it's
dude.
just
like,
it's one of those things that like I just never thought about it. I just never for whatever reason I just never pieced together. It's like, oh yeah, Krat would need a master. There's like
See-
teenage Krat footage. Like,
There is
what is that like?
This is the thing that I always ask my D&D players is like, who are your parents? You came from
Yeah.
somewhere. You had to
Yeah.
literally come from. You didn't just appear. You have parents.
Jules,
What
do
are
I need
they
to
like?
Bring back the picture. Hold on.
Tonight will be the night the Krat will fall for you.
Oh God, it's tied with no. There's a different one. There's gotta be. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I
There
knew
we
that
go.
was coming.
We've been
I
through
still
phases.
wasn't ready.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
so sorry.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to derail the whole conversation with that. It's something I've never thought of before.
I mean, you really can't derail something that's already derailed.
I guess.
Speaking of derailing,
This is the derailed session before the fucking chaos.
it really is.
We're all going to be very
on a
serious next
floating-
session.
Yeah.
To be a little bit more serious, Jules asked if there could be some sort of interaction between her and her Padawan. So I would like to have that kind of thing before we go into
Absolutely.
building the
Oh, it's always fun.
rest
Can
of
I-
the council.
Can I?
How old is her Padawan? Might I ask?
Aaron is an 18-year-old Twi'lek.
Nice.
Oh
Padawan.
shit! So she's been fussy with her master. She's like, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want that master.
Yeah. He
Can
is
I-
fussy as shit.
Can I? And Jules, it's okay to say no to this because I understand if you want just between you and your Padawan, but can I imagine that Dante, even to an irritating degree, is trying to talk Zeta through what it means to be a master?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, I just wanted to offer that. It's okay.
I appreciate it,
No, it's cool.
but
Now, that being said, there was definitely probably a time where that did happen, and Zeta went,
yeah,
"No, stop."
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
it
telling
would have
Dante to shut up
essentially
about this is a good idea.
it would have essentially been Dante. I very much appreciate it, but I'm a very different master than you.
Oh, yes, that makes 100% sense. I did not think about that. I apologize.
for the record, and I don't mean to be that bug, but you also do not remember raising your Padawan.
This is
Off in
just
the
my
distance, all
episode
you
of
hear is,
failure. This is just my episode of failures, isn't it?
I don't remember yesterday.
Basically, let it happen. You don't need to part of everything.
Sit down. It's okay. Let her figure it out. She is on the council after all. And I turn to Zeta and cock my head, show indicating sarcasm.
I, however, 100% totally agree with what he said. No sarcasm involved. Yes, she is on the council. She has the right to
Zeta.
teach her Padawan how she believes.
Zeta, I do think until you tell him not to, if you do, I do think Krat would like make it a point to where it's like, okay, she trains on Tuesdays or on like on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Like he would just like walk and just like look, not say anything, not say anything, just like look from like in a window, just watching.
Sure.
That's all. He just likes to see new people be attuned with the Force. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing creepy about it.
It's still just so
Absolutely
weird.
nothing.
It's still just, it's still
nothing
just
creepy
so
about
weird.
it. Nothing creepy at all. He's just enjoying someone
It's
being
just
attuned to the
Krat.
Force.
It's
However,
just Krat staring with binoculars, watching you train your Padawan.
when he is like
I-
20 feet away.
I
Yeah.
imagine for whatever fucking reason, Dante is right next to Krat. Like, is she doing okay? Is everything going okay?
As all this goes on, Ned takes it upon himself to like push them all away from this whole like stop. Stop it.
Dante's like, is she doing okay?
Wanted me to do it.
Dante's like, is she doing okay? Krat's like with binoculars, like the blinds are closed. Right in front of the blinds.
She closed them 30 minutes ago.
Fucking
Oh,
creepers.
Spotted me.
all of a sudden a shadow appears in the binoculars. It's just Ned standing in front of you going, "What are you doing?"
Nothing.
I see a lot of bug skin.
We've been
Oh my
we've been
God.
caught. Krat, run!
It's got a lot of bug skin is the
Is
best
it?
response. It's just, wow, there sure is a large carapace. Oh, hello, Ned.
Okay. We need
hi.
to bring
Are
it
you
back
here
so
to
that
watch?
Jules can meet her Padawan.
Yeah,
all right,
Let's get back to where
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going.
sorry.
Bring her right back.
Sorry.
All right. So, would you ask your Padawan to meet you anywhere specific, or would you just kind of like seek them out in their own environment?
Probably seek them out.
Okay.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
We peek back in.
Nope. Thanks
I
for
know, I'm fucking around. I'm sorry.
It's cool. So, if you seek her out, you would, I think if you ask around, you would find out she spends a surprising amount of time in the lightsaber training chambers. And you, I think you wouldn't be entirely surprised by that. You being something of a combat nut, you would have someone who is also similarly inclined, a very much a different style. But when you find your Padawan for the first time, you find her engaged with two training droids, both of them dual wielding lightsabers. And she doesn't even have her lightsaber engaged, but she is moving between them with the grace of a dancer. This isn't the aggressive style that you put forward, but she is deftly dodging and maneuvering and flipping. And there is an economy of motion as you watch where everything is considered, placed, and rhythmic, almost as if she is making these droids dance to her tune as she forces them to keep up with her without even using her weapon.
Nice. I would step into the training room and kind of wait for her to be done. Just watching, hands behind my back kind of thing. Not super formal or casual, just there.
Mm-hmm. It takes a couple of seconds for her to kind of come to a halt. As she does, the two droids deactivate their training sabers. Because this is a droid session, they don't bow. They just retreat back to the charging stations. And you see this blue Twi'lek dressed in very close cut but not form fitting um, Padawan garb. No braid, but the typical chain hanging down as she has accepted a position. And there's a moment of silence before she says, "So you're the new one, huh?"
Have you had many?
Haven't had one yet, but you're the new council member, aren't you?
Ah, yeah, so it would seem.
Gotta be pretty special if they're asking you to be on it.
Well, I hope so. I hope I can help anyway.
So why are you here? As you turn around, she faces you, and you see not an attractive face, but not an unattractive one. Maybe just like one face in a crowd. She's not.
Mm.
She's not exactly memorable, but she is just. She's a kid, an older kid, 18-year-old kid, but a kid nonetheless.
Okay. Um, wanted to say hi, introduce myself.
I mean, I imagine we'll be seeing a lot more of each other, Master. And at that point, you realize the best thing about this person is their smile because it lights up all of their face. Eyes twinkle as she does it, and it's almost like an all-encompassing thing of the whole world has been waiting for that moment, and now she's a whole person with her smile.
Okay. One sec, sorry. Okay. Um, I sort of like jokingly shudder kind of thing. Like, huh, and smirk at her. That's gonna take getting used to.
Believe you me, you're not the only one.
I know I'm rather young, but I feel like we'll get along well.
I mean, it's looking like we'll have plenty of opportunity. I mean, it's not like the war's going to be over tomorrow.
That is very true. Your fighting style is amazing.
Oh, it's my variation on the sixth form. I know it's the most unconventional, but it's the one that kind of fit for me.
And that's what matters most.
I
It looks great.
Well, thank you. If you want to give it a test, actually, I'd be interested in seeing what you've got.
Well, my style is not so pretty.
Pretty doesn't matter on the field, and
Yeah,
I've
it's
lost
just
more
all
than my fair
functional.
share just to someone who can actually, get inside my guard. But yeah, it's nice to
Oh,
look good, but I can always look for a place to shore up my defenses. Just show me what you can teach me.
Absolutely.
As she ignites her lightsaber, it is the lightest sky blue. Very faint, but as you begin to move through your sequences, you realize she is able to keep up with you to a point. She's not a strong combatant yet, but she has obvious potential.
That makes sense.
She is she's going to have some fun in the 2 weeks that you're her teacher, but she still would if the siege weren't going to happen, she would still have a couple of rough edges even in the years to come.
Yeah. I would very much be teaching her how to block different kinds of hits and focusing on blaster deflection and that kind of thing, for sure, while
Absolutely.
staying very nonchalant about it.
Almost like, hey, I know that if we get sent to the war front, this is what you're going to have to deal with. So blaster bolt training is kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great explanation. Absolutely what she would be working on. She starts integrating a little bit more Form 3 and Suresu into her combat style. And I think that's a very good place to start. And I think before we sign off for the evening, let's design council members, folks. So I liked Thomas's idea of the race randomizer. So
Still have it pulled up if you want.
I absolutely do. So if we get above 75, we'll discount it. But I'm going to go ahead and roll 2d100, and we're going to see what we get. Yeah?
Cool.
Sure.
All right.
Wow.
Now, where was that
Wow,
roll when
indeed.
I had my vehicle?
Purposely avoiding.
See, okay, so here's the thing. Even in an alternative universe, Ned would have taken one look at that thing and went, I'm surprised it hasn't fallen apart yet.
I know.
But it was delightful. All right, Thomas, what is the race we are talking about for this one?
It is a drawl.
Another draw?
Oh God.
Fuck no, re-roll that.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
fair.
all right. Yeah,
30.
There we go.
30. That is a Twi'lek.
Okay. We don't have a Twi'lek on the
Standard.
council currently.
Standard.
Fun.
Appreciate that.
Yep. So we have a Twi'lek on the council.
Nice.
All right, let's look at Jedi pads. What would we be thinking, folks?
Jedi pads? I'm sorry. What are we talking
So
about?
okay, okay. So of the four, I'm getting a whiteboard for this. Of the four, what are we looking at so far? We have Titus, who is a warrior. You said, right?
Yeah, Titus. Hang on.
Oh,
right.
paths, not pads.
Yes.
So
He's a
on the council,
Juyo, if I'm not mistaken.
he's a Juyo Berserker. The other people on the council, we have an Ataru Striker, a Guardian Peacekeeper, and the draw is similar to Ned. He is, I believe, a Sentinel mech.
We need a healer.
Mystic.
Yeah.
We need a
He's a
mystic healer.
Sentinel Artisan.
So for the Twi'lek, I would advise a mystic of some variety. Who's the Ataru striker?
That is the Cuso.
Makes sense.
Of course
And
it is.
who is the so that leaves the Bith as the peacekeeper.
This is the Peacekeeper, yeah.
So two
Okay.
Ataru strikers.
Might I suggest a seer?
I was gonna say prophet.
Prophet or maybe Magus.
I could see Magus.
I
Bleed
can
their
see
brains.
all of the above.
I mean, listen, they are masters. They can have multiple specs.
Yeah,
They can.
I would
Yeah.
say for this one, this might be more of an advisor and a Magus, because they aren't looking for popular power. This person is more of a background manipulator. They aren't the face of the council. They definitely would move in the direction that the council goes into.
Honestly, if this was a more long-standing campaign, I feel like Ned and this one would get along more because if Ned did get elected for the council, it would have been a more advisory role instead of like an actual active member of the council.
Yeah.
So Ned would probably, if anything, like Ned would say like, "Hey, she's always been on y'all's side. She has always been a voice of like force and reason. Why not go with her?"
Okay.
Or him. Who am I to assume what gender they are?
Actually, let's roll for that. I did not have a person in mind, so
odds
Ed,
male,
odds or even?
evens female.
Odds male, evens female.
Yep.
That's
Sure.
That's usually what I do. Yeah.
All right. It is another Twilight female.
There we go.
Cool. So I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Twilight Mystic Advisor / whatever. I'm just writing the careers down as just Mystic. And then the last one, if we can have one more racial role.
Coming up right now. 12.
12.
That is a Faline.
Ooh.
Oh.
Another Faline. Alrighty.
On the council.
On the council, no less. So
another presence race. Very fun. But
Makes
because
sense.
of how much XP they have, that doesn't have to be their strongest. And we have several warriors already. We are really missing, maybe not a talker, but we are definitely missing the secret hunter on the council, like the wet works person.
No, we aren't. The seeker is Zeta. I'm saying we're missing an actual consular.
That is true. We do have the peacekeeper, but yeah, an actual consular.
Like I said, I still believe we need like an actual like legit healer.
That's not how we're doing it.
What?
Well,
okay.
We have a mystic. We have a warrior. We have a sentinel. We have a seeker. We have a mystic. We have a guardian. We are missing a consular.
Yeah. Who is the sentinel like me?
No, we have two seekers. So we have either a sentinel, because the Ataru striker is also a seeker. So we have two seekers. We have Gara Kazar, the Drawl, who is he's a sentinel. He is the artisan sentinel.
Do you want to roll again?
Why not? Why not just a counselor healer?
Now, wait. Okay, so who's the sentinel?
The Drawl on the council.
The Drawl. I forgot about the little bat guy.
So we absolutely can have a consular healer. That is one of the roles that we do not have.
That's my opinion anyway. Or we can even put an arbiter on there.
I think having
at
least some sort of support would be helpful.
Right. Yeah. So right now we have our warrior, we have two seekers technically. We have
two seekers,
guardian,
a sentinel, a guardian, a mystic. We do not have a consular.
And there is a class called the counselor healer.
That is all, and that's also 7 seats that have been filled now. That is easily a good standing council that have all been newly introduced to the role, and they're gonna have a crisis immediately in the coming few weeks.
Yes, they are.
All right,
the idea of having
roll
a
for
healer.
initiative.
So all we need to do sure that Zeta gets off the planet safely, and one of those 6 fuckers.
Okay,
that's all we have to do.
Hold on a second. Yeah, Zeta, go ahead.
I do like the idea of having a healer to try to keep more people alive.
I agree.
So, of course, if I am not opposed to making this person a healer, but because this is a council, I think and given how many people they have who are focused on their own specific niche, They're also going to be a teacher.
Fair
That
enough.
seems like a good plan.
This is going to be a healer / Yoda persona to a Feline who is a teacher. They are going to be working on increasing the abilities of the younglings. This is going to be your outreach person.
Okay.
Oh,
So I
interesting.
think a healer
So-
teacher is going to be your Feline, Consular,
Roll for
healer.
gender.
Now, this being said, Cedric,
Yep.
don't overwork yourself.
Oh, I am not making actual boards for these. I will adjust them as needed. But okay, roll for gender. I will. Another female.
Oh, so all
Actually,
three.
that makes sense because now it is 4 males and 3 females on the council.
Okay. So are we done making the council essentially?
Yeah.
All right. I have a legitimate question, and I hope Cedric you understand what I mean by trying to ask this. And I would appreciate if this is written in general, so that way we can kind of focus on what that objective is. Now that essentially next session is going to be the battle, and depending on how long it is, it may be 2 sessions, depending on what we do. What is, as our characters know it, what is our win condition here? Because it's obviously not turning back the tide. So what is our objective here?
Save the council.
How? By them running away?
And honestly, well, no. So, to my understanding, and obviously, Cedric's gonna write his own thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It literally that's it. Which is why, and I meant no disrespect when I did it, but that's why when you're talking about like defending the temple and dying on the front lines, I'm like, dude, we're all just trying to get the fuck out of here because our small amount of council and us against an entire Sith armada bombing the fuck out of the temple, we aren't winning that. We're not soldiers, we're Jedi. We need to get the fuck out of here or we're all gonna die.
Well, and again, my interpretation of that was we need something that's going to stall them to give the council time to get out. It's like a large number of journalists will survive, but the imperative that 2 council members survive. Like my whole interpretation was we need someone, or we need a group that is going to stall the Sith crashing into Coruscant, and to give the council enough time. That was my goal, was to stall for time.
Now, yes, and that is the goal, but you don't need to kill yourself over it, is what I'm saying.
I don't plan on dying, but I do plan on stalling.
That's fine. I'm saying, honestly, and it's going to be to a detriment, metagaming wise, if we just keep Zeta way the fuck off world and just make sure the one council member we like the most out of the now several that are here,
I say the 2 people.
that's it. That's the win right there.
Well, it depends on. Keep in mind, we're talking about the council. The council besides Zeta doesn't know really what's happening. We have not explained to anyone what's going to happen here. So
I mean, we set up emergency protocol.
Nor can we because of timey-wimey bullshit.
I get it.
So we have to very gently prepare everything, and then hope to God the council doesn't. I'll be like, I'll take your initiative, Geo, and be like, we're going to die on the front line, making sure everyone else gets out. It's like, no, everyone get the fuck out of here. I mean, all of us. Let's go.
Why are you assuming I want to die in the council?
Because that's what you said the last set. Like it was one of the speeches that you had, that you were prepared to die to make sure everyone else got out of there. Which is why I'm saying what I'm saying is like.
Okay, the character said that, but I don't.
I know you. I meant fucking Date.
Okay.
Not you.
What if we did something like as is kind of dumb is just like the day that we know the invasion is coming, we just like flood the parking lot with our own ships. Like we just like we know it's coming. We can like just be like, "Hey, you should like, hey, you're a friend, bring your ship over here. Like we should just park here real quick." So then when the actual assault comes, the council has every opportunity to leave. Because I think that that's the way that if we're going to try and get as many council members to live as possible, we just need every escape route possible. Because there's no way we're going to convince them that this assault is coming and they need to like fend it off or whatever.
And hear me out.
Go ahead.
Fire drill. We set up a planned escape. Like, hey, in case of emergency, here we go. We got to do this. And then, oh, hey, we actually do need to do
an emergency.
which I think, if I'm not mistaken, because obviously I know Gio and maybe Cedric have listened back to the tapes. I think Ned has already done something to that effect.
You're very close to that idea. Like it's not. You basically set up like do that drill before, like yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I remember talking to Titus himself and being like, hey, we should have like, just because we are in a war time, we should have an evacuation, thing. And if memory serves, I might be incorrect, but if memory serves, I think I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
You did. You had a short conversation after the biggest dickus conversation with Date, and yeah, you had a small conversation in which you laid out it would be good to have evacuation routes standardized for the
I'm saying, like, as stupid as it is, like, we literally could just have, like, Zeta and her ship park directly outside of the window of the council chamber. And they're just like, why are you doing that? It's like, I'm just, I want to park here. And then the invasion happens, and then it's like, hop on. Like, let's get out of here.
Keep in mind, folks, you have a date, not a time.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But like if that morning Zeta parks her ship like in a non-authorized place, and then like Krat is trying to like stalls the police to tow the car for like several hours, like then that like solves our whole problem. Yeah. But okay, and that's a very stupid idea. But just something along those lines.
I'm going to give you a real life example of why that is a decent idea, but not a great idea.
I don't think it's a good idea. I'm just, again, like just a plan along those lines. Yeah. That's like the first thing I thought of. It's horrible.
If you remember, a couple of years back, there was a rash of crashes in naval vessels.
Mm.
And one of the reasons why that was happening was because these vessels were in, I believe, like the Bay of Aden or Gulf of Aden or high combat areas, and the troops were actually kept on red alert for more than 16 hours at a time. And when you're on that sort of high stress duty for any longer than a recommended amount, which I believe is 4 hours, you start going batshit. And effectively, what you would be asking is putting your entire team on red alert readiness for a 24-hour period with no guarantee of, except at some point during this date, they will come. So,
regardless, and this is absolutely metagaming, and this is like, regardless, if you give us the date of like the Sith are invading on this planet, that is a 24-hour panic. That is a 24-hour, we are ready, we have our weapons at the ready, regardless of what our characters are doing. Like the moment we wake up, it's like, holy shit, it's the day. And while we can act upon that differently, and all of our characters would, like, that is a 24-hour, like, because no one else knows. The entire other planet knows, and you can look at that as like a detriment or a benefit. But our characters know. Our characters know this is going to happen. So
speaking from a security standpoint, Thomas. I understand what you're saying. Like for that 24 hours, we're on high alert, but that's our group, not the people who don't
Right.
know what's about to happen.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
the thing is that speaking from experience, if you tell a group of people that something bad is going to happen today, so be on high alert, they're either going to do their job as normal or not take it seriously. Like there is a strong chance
Right.
that
And that's why
they're going to be like, okay.
right. And that's why I'm saying if we did something as simple as like Zeta parks outside the council member this day. And it's like, oh my, why is she doing that? That's abnormal, but whatever. And then it's like, the parking police come and then like Krat's like, it's
Yeah.
fine, don't worry about it. It's something that's simple that like having a ship right there for the council to get onto and leave could be like life-saving, but we don't incite mass panic by letting the entire planet know that it's going to be destroyed. Like,
Another
So
and
thing
again, it's a bad idea. That idea itself is bad, but I'm thinking something along those lines would
Another
be
thing we
good.
have to consider is the council will as autonomous beings, and I don't know. Maybe Crack could convince some of them to act against what their initial thoughts on a temple invasion are, but they're going to have their own agendas and minds of how to address this scenario.
mm,
True.
Can Ned within this time just convince Titus? I don't think it would take too much convincing. Ned will even offer to lead it. Ned wants to take a handful of younglings, maybe all of them, perhaps,
Just a
on
few
a
children.
on an educational spiritual trip to Tython on this specific
It's actually
day.
not a bad idea. That's not a bad
Yeah.
you
idea.
know,
A
you
field
know,
trip. Yeah,
Because
Man,
here's the thing.
make
not a bad
a
At,
idea.
negotiation check, Ned.
can first of all,
auto success, auto success.
great. Can I use Geo's once per session of success?
Yeah,
Even with
do
the
it.
even with the
Do
auto,
it.
hang on. This is a DM caveat. Even with
Huh?
the auto success, it's not
Mhm.
all the younglings.
That's fine. Again, all the younglings is a lot of younglings. I just
The ones who get their
Ned's
parents to sign the
Ned
slip.
Ned's whole thing throughout this entire thing has been don't fuck with the younglings. I
Absolutely.
don't care what they believe. I will not.
It,
I like Ned has always been like a sucker for just like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, kid. Like,
it
yeah,
is
dude, go for it.
absolutely not an issue, and I will say you do not even need to. If you spend the auto success, it will be more younglings, but it won't be a hard sell to have Ned and then possibly Zeta as a council member be like, hey, maybe we send the kids to Typhon for a week.
Well, but Ned's going with them, right?
And if I
If
may,
they
the request gets through. I want to take up a big job doing security and then do like oh, sorry, my scheduling's been off, and then send my historical friend with the crossguard lightsaber, who I can't remember the name of, and have him spearhead the operation because he is a much better historian than I am.
Jannar is already on Typhon, so it
Even better, I want to send 2 or 3 of my security droids to meet up with Jannar to escort all the younglings on a fantastic, far away. I just
yeah,
want the
actually
kids out of here.
that would
I just want them fucking
again
out of here.
not a hard sell. The only problem is, and Typhon's not even that big a war zone right now, especially because of the different timeline. So yes, there are combat zones, but Firebase Echo, where you guys originally landed, is in much further away from the front, which is where Janara is currently based. So yeah, you could easily send a couple of kids to Firebase Echo. They're going to have a platoon of soldiers and a Jedi Master between them and the front lines. Absolutely worth it.
Fantastic.
So,
Yeah.
Javen, this is me kind of speaking player to player. Um, how do you see this kind of combat going? Because here's kind of the way that I saw it laid out, at least in my head, and anybody's free to interject and say, well, that's dumb or stupid. My interpretation was that when the attack came, we needed to buy time for the council to leave. Now, Zeta's on the council, so she already knows what's coming, which means that we have an advantage to her leaving. But we still need something to stall the oncoming onslaught.
So, hang on. Let me go pee real quick. Let me get myself something to drink, and I will answer you exactly how I think this. I'll explain my point of view from what we should do from a tactical standpoint during this historical event that I know of.
Like I said,
I'll be right
I was
back.
just sharing my plan.
If you
Brad
guys
says we'll be fine.
if you guys want to make a plan, because I am God, I don't want to metagame. I will turn myself off for a couple of minutes. I will deafen myself so you guys can have an honest to goodness conversation about this. And I want you to actually have a plan, because I have scripted events happening for the siege up to a certain point, because I know that after a certain point I will have to improvise. But there are a couple of things to keep in mind. Metagaming wise, you know that the reason the siege date is important is because all 7 council members will be required to be on Coruscant. The reason the siege is happening on a specific day. How you plan around that will be up to you. When Javen gets back, if someone will relay this information to him as well, that would be awesome. But I do not want to know your plan, because I don't want to have counters for it. Yeah? I do not want to make it harder for you than it already will be. So if someone would please grab my attention when y'all are done planning. But I am going to remove myself from the conversation so you guys have an honest to goodness chance.
Well, wait and explain all this to Javen when he gets back, because it sounds like he has an idea of tactics. Again, my whole strategy was go ahead, sorry.
Absolutely. I will explain all this to Javen. I just want you guys to have an honest to goodness way to plan without me trying to counter it, because it's not fair if you let God know your plan, because God can fuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't be Chuck.
So I want you to have an honest to goodness plan that I don't know about. So when Javen gets back, I will relay that information to him and let you plan. Just get my attention when y'all are.
So
Hello, I am back.
So for the recording's sake, Cedric, what I'll say is, when we'll essentially, like, for this section, I can either cut this out of the recording, or I can say a key phrase word to be like, come back in now, and that way you're not hearing this part of the recording, or I can even just cut this out and post it separately if that would be easier for you.
It for posterity, I will not listen to this recording after I set a specific point, because I want this on record. I don't want it on my record until after this. I can go back and listen to the plan, but I do not want foreknowledge of it. So I will not listen to this recording after a certain point. Javen, welcome back.
Yes. Hello.
I am going to give you guys an honest to God minute to plan. I'm going to excuse myself, or at least deafen myself. Just let me know when you guys are coming back. The only thing I'm going to give you heads up on is there is a reason for the siege date, metagaming wise. It is essentially like a high holy day for the Jedi. All 7 council members will be in the Coruscant Temple, which is why the siege is happening on a specific date.
Gotcha.
So that is going to be one of the wrinkles. All 7 council members are going to be on Coruscant. And with that, I know you guys have your plan. I'm going to mute myself and deafen myself. Just let me know when everything is done planning. Have a good time, guys.
All right.
I have a quick thought.
Okay,
I have a
fuck
quick
Cedric.
thought.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I have a quick thought because I think
Okay.
I think mine will be short and possibly the shortest.
Okay, we'll do a talking stick situation.
Okay, and I would love to have it first, just because I think that if we are staying here, and the whole point is to get out of here and to get people out of here, Krat in combat is good for support. He is good for blocking others from getting injured. He's good for making a way, like whatever. So I think that, and on top of all of that, it would not be unusual for Krat to have something like, quote, very important he needs to talk to the council about that day. So, like, if I need to stay with the council, whoever wants to be with me can be with me. But if I need to stay with, I think I should stay with the council and try to just ensure their escape. And maybe all of us do that, but maybe like half of us stop the forces, half of us get the council out of there. I just think that I would be the most helpful, you know, protecting the council from damage, moving things to get, to like open the door to let the council leave. And like that's just my thought process.
Ed, you wanted to say something?
No.
Okay. Julianne, what are your thoughts?
I don't have many. I do kind of like the idea of a ship being close. I don't know how exactly we want to go about that, but it does feel like a good plan. Or wherever like one of those escape tunnels comes out of, or something.
I
I
do
remember
think
there
that
were tunnels.
I do
And it
think that the
has. Go ahead.
negotiation could come in handy there. Like again, like if you just park in the council thing, like if any of us could
Council
just
parking.
stall a police officer for fucking hours, I feel like it would be Krat.
Probably.
Like, yeah, like, well, what exactly am I doing wrong? Like, and whatever. If we just want to have one like close by, or like I said, like you just get there at like fucking 3 a.m. and park at like the first parking spot. Again, like we know what's happening. The
So,
populace doesn't.
Javen, I know that you have certain ideas and certain plans, but I want to share, as someone else who plays chess and thinks about strategy a lot, I wanted to share what my thoughts were for this. And I know I've kind of been saying it throughout the entire session, but my my interpretation is we needed a group to get the council out, to protect the council, to get them out of harm's way, and we needed a group to uh, stall the oncoming sacking as much as possible to give that group enough time. Now, that is not to say that this is a suicide mission. I'm not saying that we're all going to make it out alive, but it is one of those things I did not intend for Dante to just sit and die. That was my interpretation of at least like how we needed to go about things. Just because I know that it's easier if one group of one force is, keeping the other group, keeping the incoming force back, while another group is securing what needs to be secured and getting out of there. That was my interpretation of a plan. I knew that Dante was going to want to be stopping the group coming in, and he was going to ask for volunteers from the group of who would like to join me. If none of you did, Dante was fine with that. He was okay with just being the only one out there. But I essentially just kind of made it. I essentially just kind of had it in my head that we needed to have at least two groups. One group holding off the Sith Empire for as long as possible, and another group dedicated to the secure escort of the Jedi Council off the planet. With that being said, I will now mute myself and let Javen speak.
All right. So, first things first, for a general idea of what is going to happen during this ransacking, if you guys have not seen it already, go ahead and look up SWTOR, SWTOR, Deceived cinematic trailer. That is a 3.5 minute video of exactly what is going to happen. What is going to happen is Darth Malgus is going to. It's probably not going to happen exactly, but roughly that's what we're going to be looking at. Darth Malgus, who is like the leading, he's like the Darth Vader right now. He's going to fly in on a very small but intense fleet of Sith. He's going to ram a ship into the temple, and he's going to dump like so many Sith into the temple, along with bombings, starships, the works. It's not just going to be a ground-to-ground thing, which is why stalling for time with the ship with the cop is fine, but that's not a good idea because it's not a good use of our time. We are going to
Yeah, I
need
said it
some
was
sort
bad.
of we're going to need some sort of force, some sort of escort thing. Maybe we'll get some seekers together or get some kind of like strike force in the air to help escort people off world. We're going to need escape tunnels so that the people who don't need to get off world as quickly can go into the lower parts of Coruscant, can get transported to other areas. Maybe even we set up, like, Ned will reach out to his contacts, Date can reach out to his contacts, Zeta. We can reach out to contacts within Coruscant to ship various like Jedi Knights, Padawans, younglings, masters, whoever we need to. We did not only think of A and B, we need to think of A as more of a spread out. Think of it like original Battlefront 2, where you had like the capture points. They are just going to try and capture this point. So we need to tactfully figure out where we can fall back to, because they're going to have the upper hand because they have the element of surprise on the mass scale. Obviously, we know that they're coming, but it's like we have with just us a surprise round to an extent of we know it's coming. We don't know when it's going to come, but we know where to prepare. We know who we need to save. We need to just accept that people are going to die, and a lot of them are going to die. But we need to make sure at the very least that Zeta gets out, because she's a council member, and at least one of the other ones gets out. I have a strong feeling that we're going to need Titus to hold the line and slowly recede back as the Sith push. We are going to lose Titus. We are going to lose potentially the Guardian, the Bith. But we need to keep as many of the strong warriors that we have alive so that we can get them off planet and back to Tython. Obviously, if I'm speaking frankly, the campaign's gonna end once this whole battle goes out. So I'm not personally worried about who makes it out. I just know the win conditions. We just need to make sure that Zeta at the very least gets out, and one other council member. Aside from that, we have our BX droids that Ned has made. We have Twilly's Rancor Beast. We have Date's apprentice. We have Zeta's new apprentice. Along with Zeta, didn't you have like some kind of like elite special forces that you recruited?
Yeah, there's a spec ops group
Yeah.
team something that'll
I've
be
also got a small squadron of my people's starfighters.
Exactly. So between all of that and Krat's planetary battle meditation shit, I think Krat, you need to stay as far back as possible while still maintaining a central position.
Honestly,
Ned
Krat needs
is
to stay on
going.
the ship.
I think Krat needs to stay with us. We shouldn't be splitting the party here. Not now. Krat needs to stay with us. Ned is going to take the utmost care, and Krat, Ned's with you. Ned's staying with you. I'm gonna have Twilly on defense and escort duty. So essentially, she's going to be she's going to go behind us, secure the path, and basically act as the doorman in her Rancor bot as we file back in. She's going to close whatever entrance way. We're going to keep going. She's going to jet ahead in her big fucking mech, and that's my plan. That is what I think is the most prudent and the most tactful thing that we can do. Fuck fighting Malgus.
About to say, do you have any issue with any of us staying back to help the council members who are staying to fight?
Obviously, you are all your own people. You will all make your own decisions. That is none of Ned's business. This is Ned's plan. You can adhere to it as much as you want. You can do, again, you're your own characters. You do whatever you think is right. Ned is very fond of Zeta, and he wants to make sure Zeta stays alive.
Yeah, Zeta's the only one that doesn't really have a fucking choice. You have to get off planet.
Yeah. I
That
slightly
being
hate it a
said,
little bit.
That being said, Zeta, I feel like you and Date are together.
Huh?
I feel like you guys need. I feel like. So here's the thing. I think Date and his apprentice will stay at the front line. I'm saying in quotes because we're actively retreating from all of it. But I think Zeta is going to act. So think of it this way. And putting it into soccer terms, because that's the best thing that I have. Date and Date's apprentice are the strikers. They're the forwards. They're the person who kicked the goals, all that. They're at the front. We have middle, which is honestly, I think, gonna be me and Krat. Also, Biggs is gonna be at the front too. What am I saying? Biggs is at the front too. We have Biggs, Date's apprentice all at the front. Middle ground, we have me, Zeta, and Krat. Krat's providing all the bonuses to all of us, planetary scale. That way, Krat can still remain involved should he need to do anything in particular. He's able to do that.
Probably Naz there too.
Naz, I think, and this is going to pain Ned, but I think Naz needs to stay at the back to make sure that any infiltrators, because have any of you watched the cinematic yet?
I already knew about it, so.
They're going to have bounty hunters.
Yeah.
They're going to have people who have blasters and have infiltrators. So we need to have, if anything, I'll be with Naz.
So you're actually having the whole group go down the tunnels in a formation.
We're collectively retreating, making sure all of us get out as many as we possibly can. All in all, we're going to have Jedi going in and out, protecting, dying, wherever, because that's just going to be background fighting. But the people we need to get out are the younglings, the masters, and anyone else that we like.
I might need to be further back, though, because the battle meditation going planetary is a one-time thing. It's just I do strain, and then boom, it's done. So I mean...
Sorry, Thomas, I don't mean to keep interrupting.
You're good. No, you're all good.
I will say that I appreciate the analogy that you're bringing forward, Javen. However, Dante is a lot more defensive in his abilities.
Yeah. That's why you're at the front. We need big shields at the front. We're not fighting them. We're retreating.
Okay, so that was already calculated. I thought you were having me, attack people. I'm like, dude, I can't hit shit.
No!
There was no attacking happening here.
That was the only reason that I wanted to do the defensive Coruscant was because I essentially can negate, 18 damage.
No, so what I meant with the analogy, think of it more... Okay, maybe that was a bad analogy. Think of it more as you, your apprentice, and Biggs are the shield wall, and we are collectively moving backwards. We are all back shuffling, and when the big onslaught happens, we all hammer down, shields up, then shields down, and then shields up, move back a little bit, shields down, move back a little bit, shields down, etc., etc.
Okay, I mean, I can see that. Like I said, my only big thing was to try to stop the forces from getting you guys as much as possible.
No,
But
see, here's the thing, Gio. If you remember the cinematic, the ship just fucking crashes into the temple. There's no stopping them from coming. They are
oh,
just going to be coming.
I know. I don't plan on stopping a ship, Javen. I'm just talking
Okay.
about
I
putting
can
myself
stop a
in
ship.
front of. I know you can. I was just talking about.
I can stop a ship.
Yes, you can too, Biggs. I'm the only one who can't stop a ship. Anyway, uh,
I can't.
Ned can't. Ned can't. Zeta can't. We're just like,
Imagine
yeah, y'all
what-
go for it.
Can you imagine what Malgus would feel if the ship like about to kamikaze its way into the thing just stopped and just like lands safely like on the floor?
But see, here's the thing. Biggs
No-
also has
no
a thing where he
crashing.
can just tell everyone to aim at that ship and give everyone breach quality and just be like, fire! And everyone just, like, it stops and then everyone shoots at it.
well, problem is we don't shoot things, but I appreciate it.
I mean,
Um,
not even just you guys. Everyone.
yeah. So,
Everyone
and
just opens fire. And they have
I'm
the breach quality.
I'm willing to go along with this plan as far as I can tell. I'm doing my best to protect everyone else, which is my main goal anyway.
That is,
Um,
and honestly, that is
Well-
all we are trying to do. We are
Well, where are
just
we-
trying to do.
Where are we backing up to? Your plan works, but like where are we going to?
he's got a tunnel
So-
already made by the Jedi. I
Yeah,
know he's following that
so-
out.
Do you mean like planet wise or like where location in the temple we're going?
No, location in the temple. Do we have like a ship waiting for us? Do we have
Ned has had for the past 7 years has had many escape tunnels being excavated because he's convinced the council to, for safety procedures, we're in a war. It wasn't a hard sell.
Right, but are we going to a certain ship? Are we going to a certain area? Are we going like
So
like your plan works. Your plan works, but we need
Yeah.
to know where we're going to in order
I
for it to
think
work.
I think it depends on where in the temple they are. I think there are definitely like escape shuttles and people and like shuttles that just go into the general public. Because at that point, the Sith bombing the Jedi Temple, that's a religious act. The Republic is kind of iffy on it. But I don't think the Sith are bold enough to attack people inside of the actual main hub of Coruscant, you know?
I doubt public transportation's gonna be available though.
No,
Like-
I'm not saying public. No. I'm saying like
Everyone
No,
get on
no,
the
like-
bus.
We just take the bus. It's like
think of
I
it-
don't.
no. Think of it this way: you get into like a small a small sedan with like four
Mhm.
of your friends from the Jedi Temple and just drive to like Orlando. Like you just drive, you get on the highway, and you just fucking go. That's what I'm saying. Because
Right,
the
so
Jedi
we have
Temple
a ship.
isn't.
We have a ship of our own.
There's multiple. There's multiple.
Right. But
Us-
that, again,
us
that's all I
specifically-
wanted. That's all I wanted. The confirmation.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
we have a ship
us-
of our own that we're retreating to leave.
Us specifically, we'll just all hop on Zeta's ship. But
Yeah, my ship's
everyone-
fixed size for everybody.
yeah,
Okay.
but everyone else will be getting on, and I'll pass this along to Cedric because again, I feel like it's not a big ask to be like, hey, we have escape options, right? They're not entirely stupid.
All right. Well, I'm gonna trust you on this one, Javen. Like I said, my strategy was a little different.
Mhm.
Like I said,
What was your
my
strategy?
well, kind of what I had been repeating. Like two groups. One group holds the line as best as they can, while another group gets the Sith or gets the council out. You're essentially
Mhm.
saying, let's have all of us get the council out and have the group that was going to hold the line constantly moving down the escape route to hold off the
So-
swarm that's coming down the pipeline. It's a similar
Specifically-
strategy. It's just not the way that I would have gone about it.
Specifically, and only because this is the simplest analogy that I have, and I think it's very funny. Apes together strong.
Okay.
He's got a point.
If we unite together instead of separating and spreading out our already very little forces, we're gonna have a way worse time than if we all conglomerate together and be an annoying tumor in Cedric's plan.
Like I said, I'll go along with it. It definitely wasn't my initial strategy by any means.
Now, yeah, and
I
thank you, and also that being said, I will reiterate one moment, Jules. I will reiterate, you are all your own characters. You will do what you want. That is just what I think would be a good move is we need to stay together and make sure that we are all covered.
So it
Otherwise,
sounds
if we're all too spread out, if one thing goes wrong and the key member of that group of three goes down, that entire group is fucked. Whereas if there's the six of us and one of you goes down, one of the five of us can help you get back up and get you the fuck out of there. Jules, you were about to say something.
I'm wondering if we have an idea for where we're starting. Like,
sounds like we need to start in the council chamber.
Council chamber the second something happens, or
Yeah, that side of things I'm not sure because like we would need more we would need more info on what exactly this religious holiday is going to be.
Well,
Right,
we know that
whatever.
all the council is like all the Jedi Council is meeting together. It would make sense that they're all meeting in the Jedi Council. If they're not meeting there, then we simply just meet them where they're all meeting, and then oh no, they're attacking. Let's get the fuck out.
It would also make sense that Krat would be there trying to get an audience and trying to like talk to all of them on a religious holiday.
So
if we need to be in the council chamber, I think we can just be in there.
He didn't specify that they were conglomerating to talk to each other. He just said they were all going to be present.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they're all going. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're all going to be in the council chambers for the entire day, mind you, because
we may have to go and find several people,
or
at least one more person.
Yeah, or if anything, to kind of gear up with Gio's plan, we could all split up to go find the council members and do it that way. Just like, hey, and then just keep in touch with each other and just kind of help.
Well,
So if anything, our group might be split up specifically because we are all
and then we meet at the tunnel that you have planned out.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Victory conditions, though. I mean, who cares where all the other people are? If we have Zeta and one other person,
that's also
good.
what I said at the start.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, yeah, sure, they're all on planet, but if we have like 3 out of the 7 in the council chamber, that's above odds. Like,
so
we're good.
Essentially the start of all of this is like optional. Find as many council members, or find where the majority of the council members or anything along that line, and then we're like, oh, we're all just here. Oh no, they're invading. Let's get the fuck out.
How about the morning of Krat walks into the council chamber and just talks to the party planetary scale of just being like wherever you guys are, of just being like, this is how many people are in the room. Like, this is how many people are present. And if it's like 4 or 5, then fuck the other 2 or 3. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, they can do whatever they want.
We'll talk about it more, especially when it gets back to it. But I think we can let Cedric rejoin at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think we have at least a decent plan.
So, but before we add Cedric back in, just to reiterate, our current plan, morning of, is we all wake up in our respective things. I say, and we can organize this. Biggs, Naz, you're included as well. I know Naz isn't here, but Biggs, you're included as well. Maybe Biggs even. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Hi, Kate.
No.
even like Biggs picks like the Sentinel Artisan and goes up and like tries to strike up a conversation with them. I say we all try to find one of the council members. If anything, Krat just stays holed up near the Grand Council chambers and just gives us a constant update on who's going in and out.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's not a bad idea,
But
actually.
we need more information on what the fuck this holiday is and what is happening. Because if it's a thing where all the council members are united in like prayer meditation for the whole fucking day for good fortune for the cycle or whatever.
Yay!
We need to know more info on the actual like goings on itself.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is. Krat's fucking
all right.
joining them.
That'll work for now.
So anyway, morning of after we find out more information, if they're not all together, we all spread out and we all make sure to keep tabs on them so that we know where they are. Ned, like a day or two before the event, Ned will sit everyone down, put a map of all the escape routes, hidden and not. He'll give all the escape routes, show them all to you, and be like, this is what's happening. This is where we are going.
And there is a position where we are all supposed to meet up.
Yes, which is going to be Zeta, which is going to be Zeta's ship, which all of us. I'll say Ned's. I'll say Zeta's ship is at the end of Ned's like private escape tunnel from his workshop. But that little area can be reached from anywhere. But Ned's workshop route is the most direct route down.
Okay.
And he makes sure that the younglings and the Jedi Masters specifically know where that route is. And unfortunately, he doesn't share that location with Biggs or Naz simply because of personal reasons.
There.
That's just Ned. If it was Cider, he wouldn't give a shit. But Ned is still Ned.
Ned is still Ned.
Ned is still Ned.
We have a plan.
Pat shares it with them.
Yes,
we have a plan. We can let Cedric back in.
Yep. Okay. So main plan: make sure everyone's secure. We all steadily move back in a Spartan shield wall formation and get as many people as we can out of there.
Got it.
Hi,
Easy.
everyone.
Hi, Cedric.
Traitor.
Hi.
Did you just call me traitor?
Yes, I did.
I have a question, Cedric.
Yeah.
You said that all the Jedi Masters are going to be at the temple for like some sort of like holiday or something. What are the specifics of this holiday?
Okay, but before we get into that, we do have some people getting tired. Can we go ahead and officially end the session, pass out XP, and then we can ask further questions off recording?
Yeah. I think
I'm fine with just not getting XP for this session, to be honest, because nothing.
I'm
really
okay
happened.
with that as well. I just wanted to let people go to bed if they were ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to award XP for this session because y'all are already overpowered as shit.
Exactly.
So actually the reason why all of the council members are gathered is it's going to be essentially like a visit the archive day of they need all the council members to officially like go over the inventory and see everything, and you can't really do that without all the council members present.
Perfect.
So it's not a holiday.
Perfect.
It's like a holocron review day, essentially.
Essentially, yeah.
Perfect.
It's
They're
like
all going to be in
review.
one location anyway.
Yeah.
That answers a couple of very important questions, and we will make use of that. Thank you, sir.
You got it, my friend.
I don't see any reason to continue the recording unless anybody else has anything else to do.
Not that I'm aware of.
I think we're all good, and honestly, I would enjoy chit-chatting with my friends.
I agree.
I'm down to chit chat for